Put on the table. That's what we did last time. Ah, shit.
Listen.
Time for me to turn it.
Come on.
That way, there's too much to say.
Fine. Man.
No, go on, don't leave it there because then no one can't get in and out the door.
Show me how much I'm trying to start. Up now. You know,
You have to put yourself on the floor.
right. Up right now.
Right. All right, Shalom. We've got the Brexit lecture today, Brexit and biblical prophecy and separation.
Mike, it's like a...
Oh, yeah. So Shalom, today we're going to do the lecture on Brexit, biblical prophecy, separation. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the brother that made the flyer, you know what I'm saying? Look, the glorious there, the flames in the background. I like that right there. Yeah, might have to get that printed out still. Go next slide. Who's gonna read?
White people might not like you, but they will certainly use you when it suits their purposes. By Ronco Rashidi.
He's a historical writer, yeah. He wrote about stuff like during the times of segregation, going into integration and all that. He's seen the worst of it, like from black mistreatment, you know what I'm saying? So he knew what he was talking about when he said this. And I mean, like, when you walk in their shop and they'll smile at you, you know, sometimes you can pick up on a vibe from them, but for the most part, they'll just maintain, you know what I mean? You know, they're not really like that, but it's profitable for them to take your money. Same thing with the Arab. He just mentioned white people. Same thing with the Arabs in them. They'll sell you liquor that they don't drink.
That's
I
right.
mean, and this is the whole subject today. Remember, the key word here today is separation. When we've got these bastards amongst us here, we're going to get mistreated and abused, and there's no brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect brotherhood from someone of another nation. It's just don't work like that. You know what I mean? Even from the most simple carnal level, you get 100 men to put red t-shirts on them, another 100 to put blue t-shirts on them. People are going to start to form alliances between the men and the same as them. Simple as that. The experiment's been done, you get me? The man here said, white people might not like you, but they will use you when it suits their purposes. So there's 100 examples of that, from all of them in the shops at the most basic level to Michael Jordan, who got sucked onto the white side and he got his money. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure all them top directors and all them people at the NBA was calling him into little meetings and they pull them onto the coon side, man. That's why we ain't got no black people speaking out no more, because white people draw them in, and the next thing you know, they're all sellouts, man. Go to the next slide. Now, here's an example of, this is from the Department of the Army. This was the US Army. And if you notice, it says on here, white officers. I bet the white officers side, this is the showers, yeah? The white officers was all glorious and nicely, freshly tiled. And the colored officers had to go into another side. So they couldn't even shower together. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't even shower together. And you know the colored side would have been run down. So these men will fight side by side. And if you look into it, it goes a bit deep. We could do a whole lecture on that. But if you look into it, you can see that the black officers in the army were given less equipment. They were sent on more dangerous missions. And even today, till today, that sort of shit happens. I know people that's been in the armies and they get to carry the most heaviest equipment, sent first into buildings. And it's like, what's the word? Cannon fodder is the word they use. Like you're a human body vest, a human armor. Do you know what I mean? They'll just send you in there first to get blasted. That's what it's literally like. So here is a perfect example. These men have been out there fighting together. And when they come back, the white officers go to one side of the shower, and the black officers go to another side. So they'll use you when it suits their purpose. You know what I'm saying? They'll let you wear the uniform, but really, they don't like you. They should pretend to like you. Go back to the last slide. Read that one more time.
White people might not like you, but they will certainly use you when it suits their purposes.
There you go. Go for it. So there you go. This is evidence they don't like you, man. They don't like it. And who even really gives a crap? When you're just showering, you just think, yeah, let me just something we wash and get out of there. Do you know what I mean? Whether they have their cubicles or it's all one big thing, like, who cares, man? Who really cared enough to make sure white and coloured have separate showers? Only them devils really do that. You know what I'm saying? While we are banging tambourines and singing and dancing and saying everybody hold hands, this is what they're doing. Even the men who believed in the American dream and the whole American system, and really went all that, put their lives on the line, man, to try and join hands with Esau. You know what I'm saying? So they're all saluting, all proud, shit, chest full of medals. Even them there were not seen as equal, man. They didn't like them, man. And I'm sure you've heard the stories. There's 100 stories of when soldiers would come home and they get beaten. We're going to get into some of that, but there's obviously I couldn't cover all of it here. 22 hours, let alone 2 hours.
God.
But there's countless stories of soldiers that come home feeling with their chest up high, meaning like they felt proud, they felt untouchable. They've just come back from fighting for America. They feel American as apple pie, you know, with a flag in it. You know what I'm saying? They feel American as you can be. Come home and they get their ass kicked, man, by white people, walking in full uniform and everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's the example. That even in their own base, man. From their own base when they get home, shower separately. You dirty niggas go over that side. We'll have our lovely white side over this side. That's what that's saying. That's what the army is saying right there. Even to that's in the base. Even to all on the streets, man. We've been the same thing. You couldn't share the same taps. You couldn't share the same bus. You couldn't, it's the same area seat on the bus. You couldn't share the same restaurant, hotel. No. Next slide, please.
Sergeant Isaac Woodward, a 27-year-old black man. It's like a black veteran.
A black veteran, meaning this man saw the battlefield. There's people who join the army and then
It's like, you know, in mind.
there's people who join the army and they do nothing more than clean tanks back in the base or pack bags for people or make sandwiches. A veteran means this man bossed his gun, most likely, in the battlefield. He was an active infantry soldier, man. A Sergeant Isaac Westwood. This man put years in. It normally takes 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And you have to be good at your job. You don't just get it. You don't just get it. It's not like your years go up on your age. Your rank only goes up if you're a good soldier. This man was putting the work in for Esau, man. So read that.
Sergeant Isaac Woodward, a 27-year-old black veteran.
27. Remember I just said it takes years, you know, to become a sergeant. So this man is 27, so he joined from a boy, man. He gave his life to the army from he was a young boy. So I told you it take about 7 years to become a sergeant. You're looking at these 5, 6, 7 years if you're good, or unless you're outstanding in your performance. Do you know what I mean? So this man joined when he was like, let's say 18, 20, between 18 and 20, and he's given at least around 7 years of his life, man, and became a sergeant, man. Slap it, read that, man.
Upon being honorably discharged from Camp Gordon in Augusta, Georgia, was pulled from a public bus, still in his uniform.
Wait, so already the man honorably discharged here, meaning he finished his time, he reached the rank of sergeant, he's finished his time, let's say 12 years, 10 years, his contract, yeah? He's finished his army contract, honorably discharged, you know what I'm saying? And then he's pulled out a public bus in his uniform, in his damn uniform, man. I'm sure that man was walking with his, I'm sure he ironed that shit that morning,
God.
all his medals, make sure them shit was all shining, all parallel and all that. Did it matter? No, it didn't matter, man, because like the first slide said, what you got?
Probably the seam as well. Probably the seam.
All of the seam, that's what I'm saying, all iron, all the creases in, you know what I'm saying, done it all nice, yeah, lint rolling and everything, you know what I'm saying, putting his cologne, freshly shaved, just like how Esau like it, you know what I'm saying, polish his shoes and everything, because he ain't gonna come out in uniform looking scruffy. That man take time in the morning, you know, all the time he put into Esau's army, he took time this morning and fresh up all his uniform. And sitting on the bus in uniform, read that.
Was pulled from a public bus, still in his uniform, incarcerated, and during the night, he was beaten so badly that he was blinded in both eyes. One was gouged out.
Incarcerated, for anyone that don't know, like, incarcerated means in prison, he was locked up. During the night, he was beaten so badly that he was blinded in both eyes, man. So it was when Esau wanted to use his eye and peek down the barrel of the rifle, and shoot cheeks or God knows whoever, whatever war, probably the Vietnam War or something at the time. You know what I'm saying? When Esau wanted to go out and use his eye and keep down the barrel of the rifle and kill people for him, it was fine and he could keep his eyes. But now you're back, even in your damn uniform, man. Now you're back in the US, even in uniform, you're not safe, man. They'll bust out your eyeball. That show they don't love you, man. And you know what? That would never happen if you were separate. If you'd been a soldier for Israel, and gone and fought a war against the Chinese or the Africans or something. You know what I'm saying? It'd have come back and it'd have been praised and glorified and honored. It would have never happened, man. This sort of stuff can only happen to you when Yeah, you're not separate, man. We're joining all hands. You know why? This never happened to no white soldiers. No white soldiers never come home and white police beat their eyes out. Meaning it come down to the simple fact that he's black. It don't matter whether you're a millionaire, like that footballer was the other day. So like I forget his name, man, again, man. The Villa player, he's a millionaire, what's his name?
Dalian Atkinson. Dalian Atkinson.
Dalian Atkinson, the brother's name is Dalian Atkinson, man. He's dead now, you know what I'm saying? But you know why? The police zapped his Clark with the taser so much that he electrocuted him to death, man. They electrocuted him to death. So he thinks he's part of high society rolling around in his Bentley. He's a football player, white boys love him because white people love football most, yeah. You know what I mean? So he could be an army veteran, he could be a millionaire, or he could be a crackhead sat on the street. They look at you the same, man. Nigger, Hispanic, what they call them, speak. You know, Gadites, they're Native American, they all look at us all the same, man. They all look at us all like, don't matter if you got money and you're a movie, you're not, man. This brother come back from war, his eyes gouged out, man. You know how much I can beat somebody with a stick to beat their eyes out, man? My blood, go next slide. So look at the state of the brother, man. Look at this man. How old did he say he was, son? Wouldn't be paying attention. 27, man. That's a young man right there. He's in the prime of his life, man. You know what I'm saying? 27-year-old man. And he had to put on glasses. You know why? Because the state of his eyes, he'd be sitting, all the kids would be looking at him and screw up their face. Now, this was a man that walked out his house that day with his uniform on and his chest high and his boots polished. And he felt good, man. He felt good and American. And you know what I'm saying? He thought the white man was with him. He thought it meant something to say, yeah, I'm a veteran, I was a sergeant. That didn't mean shit. They bossed his. They probably beat him harder when he said that shit. Like, what, you think you're over me? They go, no, man. Sergeant, nothing, bang, bang, bang. Until they bossed his eyes out of his goddamn head. And there he is with his mum. And you can see it was on the cover. It was on the covering page, the front page of the day. Worker back in that day. You look down there, it's eye gouged out by the Carolina police, man. It's terrible, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me the next slide.
In Alabama, when a black veteran removed the Jim Crow sign on a trolley.
So wait, so what? This is another black veteran, meaning this is another brother that was foolish enough to have gone and fought for Esau, and then they come back and say he's walking and he's seen a Jim Crow sign on a trolley. Now Jim Crow was like a period where they would keep us separate and they would mock us and all that sort of stuff. We're going to go into a few images of that shortly. But it was a lot of mocking they done, man. Like, they'll draw pictures of black men with like big goggle eyes and a hook nose and looking like some sort of fiend from a cartoon or something. They would just take the piss out of us a lot, do you know what I mean? So this brother's come back from war, seen the sign on the trolley and thought, nah, man, I'm going to fight for this, do you know what I mean? I fought for this land for freedom and blah, blah. I want that extra, I want my little freedom, you know what I mean? So he tore off the sign of the trolley. The brother probably going to use the trolley. He don't be walking around as that old Walmart the whole time, looking at this goddamn mockery in his face the whole time. So we took off the little sign off the trolley and what happened to freedom?
An angry streetcar conductor.
Wait, a streetcar conductor? That's like a goddamn boss ticket inspector. So this man again, it's a war veteran, you know. He would think that he's got, if anything, okay, you ranked up count on the street, but you would think it means something. To have been a soldier, you would think it stands for something, but this friggin' streetcar conductor, a ticket inspector, man, a damn ticket conductor, what did he do?
Unloaded his pistol.
Unloaded the pistol, man. Boss every round, clap, clap, clap. Then open their pistol, hold like 10, 11 rounds, man. 10, 11 shots, man. 1 shot can done ya, 2 shots make sure, and 3 shots is excessive, man. This man boss his whole pistol, man, into the ex-Marine. Now let me tell you something else. Marines in the UK, in America, any country, Marines train harder. To be a soldier, that's one thing. To be a Marine, you go a little bit extra. If a normal army soldier runs 10 miles, Marines run 15 with a backpack on through the mud. Everything they do is a good bit harder. So this man was a serious, strong brother, man. Went in there and put the work in for Esau, man. So damn ex-Marine, man. That should mean something to them crackers. It didn't mean shit, man. All they saw was a nigger, man. Read up.
The chief of police found him staggering away and administered a single bullet to his head, finishing the job.
So the chief of police, man. So that man would have thought, you know what I mean? Oh, I've been half murdered. I'm here staggering away. Shit, he's probably thinking where the ambulance is coming for me, where the doctor is. But no, man, the police is supposed to help him. Come on, and just put him down. Like you see a dog. Like you might hit a dog in the road or something. You might want to put him out of his misery. That's what they do. I bet that policeman thought, oh, let me have mercy on this nigga here. If he even said like that, like the same way you see a dog, and then you just knocking the rest of the way to his death. You know what I'm saying? The chief of police, man, administered a single bullet to his head and just finished the job. That's disgusting, man. That's how they're treating us, man. We shouldn't have none of our people join their army, man. None of our people join their police force. That's disgusting, man. You're a sellout, man. Anybody tell you otherwise, a goddamn sellout as well as a coup, man. We got enough problem. You know what I'm saying? We need to build up our system, our economy from the bottom, and our society and our community from the bottom. We got time to join onto ESOL, nothing, man. Never mind no army or no police or none of that, man. We should separate completely from them. Go to the next slide.
In 1948, 8 African American men joined the Atlanta police force. They could not drive squad cars, step foot in police headquarters, or arrest white citizens. They are the inspiration for Thomas Mullen's new novel, Darktown.
There's a book you can read by, I'm not sure if that's a brother or a devil, I don't recall right now. There's a book though, you should look it up, man, Darktown, you know what I'm saying, where it elaborate on this a little bit more, but they were the first 8 African American policemen, and they couldn't even drive a squad car, man. I bet they still felt happy, I bet they were full of pride, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the level it gets to. We're here in their society begging. We're here in their society begging for the minimum. Why do you want to beg them for the minimum, man? They wouldn't even give you a goddamn squad car, a police car. What are you supposed to do? You see a crook, you're supposed to run and catch him on foot, and he's probably got a car. What kind of stupidness is that, man? You know what I'm saying? They could not drive squad cars, or couldn't even step foot in the police headquarters. So why the hell do you want to help them so much, man? It don't make no sense, man. Hey, shut up. Imagine how much better it would have been if them brothers back then had just said, yo, hey brother, sit on this side, man, sit on this side.
Okay. Second one, make it a bit.
Yeah, make something. I want to do something. So imagine how much more powerful it would have been for those brothers, rather than to join the white man's police force and made a mockery out here. The white man met these brothers. Look, 1948, that's not even too long ago, really, you know. There's people still alive from them who's probably laughing when they see niggas in police uniform now saying, how back in my day, these niggas were allowed a police car. You know what I mean? And so these 8 so-called African American who we know really that's the tribe of Judah, that's the niggas in America today, yeah? That were carried in the slave trade, end up in America, yeah? The Judites, man, the Judite, the Negroes. 8 of them joined the Atlanta police force and couldn't even drive the squad car, step foot in the police headquarters, or arrest white citizens. That means you as a big black policeman now thinking you're bad with all your uniform and your shoes polished and that, you can't even arrest a white boy. So you might see a white boy beating up a black man and you can't do a goddamn thing about it. You better not try to do something about it. What?
That's deep, because it's saying like, even though you're a black man and you're trustworthy and you're fed, you still ain't level to a white criminal.
Exactly.
A white criminal's over.
Oh, exactly. Put it like that. A white criminal outranks you. Don't dare put your hands on a white man. I don't care what he's doing. He's raping a granny in the gully. I don't care. You better not put your hands on him. He's shooting a nursery full of school kids. I don't care. Don't put your hands on him. You know what I'm saying? You better not even step foot in the police headquarters. White man's a goddamn devil, man.
That's
right. Give me the next slide. So there's them 8 brothers there, man. You know what I'm saying? They had the best intention, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know no better at the time. But this is the thing, we do know better now. They're living proof that they tried to integrate. We had the last dude before, Sergeant Isaac, 27-year-old. He tried to integrate. What did it get him? His eyes bashed out. Brother got his eyes bashed out, sitting on the bus in full army uniform. It didn't help him. These niggas here couldn't even drive. You know what I'm saying? Tell me them white boys wouldn't laugh at them. They'd be all sat in their police station and see these 8 niggas roll up for patrol. And they're standing there ready to parade. So they'll be laughing at them, man. They drive out in their nice squad cars to them. They're laughing at them, man. They're laughing at them. And think about these times the mafia was running rampant, man, around America. And what? So these niggas can't even arrest a man. These niggas can't even arrest them, Italians and them Irish and them who's causing all the crime. What's the point, man? The point being here, separation is the key, man.
That's right.
If these niggas cared so much about law and order and justice, you know what they would have done? If they knew the truth, yeah, they should have put their boots on and put some all black on and get on the street and tell their people to separate, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should have done, because all this integration, end of the thing for our people, it's mashing everything down. That's why, look, That's still you today, black man, at the bottom of society, man. These 8 brothers here couldn't have a squad car, couldn't step foot in the police headquarters, couldn't arrest a white man. Now you know damn well when you file for the CV for a job, and you put your name as Leroy or whatever your name is, Delroy or some super black that sound name, yeah, and you let your beard grow out and that. You know you can't go. You better give them your middle name is Thomas or some shit. You better shave and freshen up and, you know what I mean, take that bass out of your voice and put on a nice neutral colour shirt. You know what I'm saying? That's how they got you fit. Why are you going to go through all that, man? Our own people, we don't want our men effeminized, man. They want you effeminized so they don't see you as a threat. You know what I'm saying? Stick to your own, you'll be all right, man. All this is no good, man. This is what they got us resorting to. Go next slide. So here you go. Here's an example of what they really think about. Look at this. Around blacks, they never relax. You know what I'm saying? Darky tough face. This is taking the piss. The game, 10 little niggas. You know what I'm saying? Here's a black face. So that's 2 white men with a painted their face in all black. You know what I'm saying? Dave Chappelle did a thing like that way, he painted his face in white, shit's hilarious. Back then, they'd been shot for that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, big up to Dave Chappelle for that still. You know what I'm saying? Nigga milk, so niggas drink ink. You know what I'm saying? That shit is outrageous, man. Look at this cartoon, minstrels, you call them character there, minstrels, where they would accentuate the black characteristics that make your lips look stupidly big, your nose look stupidly big. If a woman comes, she'd have massive tits and a big back sticking out, and she'd walk all, like they would exaggerate everything to the point where they become mocking. You got something to say?
When those people rattled, they got them stood up.
Yeah, I went to a jeweler's in town, man, and the guy's got a gollywog statue in the background. I said, what's that? And they're like, oh, it's a gollywog, isn't it? Like, as if it's just totally normal.
I went into the restaurant and asked the guys, like, what's this statue? What's his name? He's like, oh, nigga Saeed.
Nigga Saeed. Which one? This one, yeah?
Yeah, it just looks like one of them.
Yeah. The nigga Saeed, you know. Fucking hell. That's all right, man, because like the scripture tell you, man, in the end, all the Esau will be destroyed, man. So the only time we're gonna get to see a white man is when you go to the museum. Right. And we're gonna have some little nasty hunchback pedo-looking statue of a real one. Will stuff him like we're gonna stuff that brother with newspaper. We'll stuff his clout with newspaper and cover him with wax so we can't rat. And the only time we're gonna see a white man, we're gonna say, yo, son, come to the museum. Let me show you these wicked bastards that used to rule the world. And the only place you'll ever see a white man is in the goddamn museum. So we'll get out there as well. You know what I'm saying? Next slide. And here's the thing here, yeah. So this is an example of like an illustration from where the media is pushing the agenda of a black man and a white woman and like mixing, yeah. They put it in the movies all the time, like, you know what I'm saying. Most time in the movies, even when the main character is a black man, the leading role female is a white woman. We just watch Get Out of Here and like watch that. That's a good example of why not to do that. But the Jews in their own media, they're against that. They're very much against that. And they push their own agenda saying, don't mix, you know what I'm saying? So meanwhile, them same Jewish who run the movies, they push in the common media, mix. In their shit, you can see this is in Hebrew, some of it and stuff. They say, don't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So they know really, the Jewish know, whatever they're doing, their little society, it's working. It's working for them. You know why? They're separate. This is an example of how Jews don't mix and match. You know why? What do they do if they don't mix? They stay down separate, man. They stay separate. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's the simplest, the easiest way to do things, man. What does scripture say? Every beast will live his life. You know what I'm saying? Give me the next slide, man. So here's another example here of their propaganda kind of images. They try to do everything to kind of incriminate the image of a black man, incriminate or like mock or something. And here it says, is it getting as bad as all this? Yeah, Negroes are the boss of the town now. So if you can see, it's a bit of an old image still, but this black man here is beat this woman's shoulder, you know what I'm saying? Rockaway Highway, how should I have in the future? And then you can't really tell too good, but that there is a black man kissing up this white woman's face, yeah? He's got bleach out his mouth after that. And that one, she's just working where she should be in the film, man, and business. But it's like, that's the example of, that's the nightmare for the white man, that we would ever be in a position where we could kiss their woman and we can have rulership over them. You know what I'm saying? Well, don't kiss their woman, that's nasty, but same time, we will have rulership over them. The Bible tells us that who did you into captivity? Must go into captivity. You know what we need to do the first thing for that? stop loving them, man, and separate. Because you know something? More than anybody fight for the rights of everyone. It's us, man. Why are we fighting for, if Arabs get shot, yeah, we got our black leaders speaking up for the Arabs. When Chinese get mistreated, when them little African kids are getting fed, our people go hard in the city centres, man, collecting the money for the charities. For all the other nations, really, if they got their head screwed on, all they should be doing is trying to help their own, man. You can only come from Jamaica. Jamaica's mashed up and you're not sin. You know what I'm saying? What wrong with you, man? Like the blacks in America, they got where was that hurricane a few years ago? Bush didn't help.
Katrina.
Hurricane Katrina. That state got mashed up all now. We had a Flint, Michigan. We got that pissy water with no lead in it and that. Nobody helping them people, man. So why are you gonna go help stinking Africans or goddamn or Indians or Pakistanis and them? It don't make no sense, man. We should look after our own, man. Is the key point. You know what I'm saying? Well, give me the next one. I was gonna say as well, yeah. Like we are the main advocates for that. Like we got Martin Luther King. Tell me some coons. Give me some coons. Martin Luther King is the biggest coon. He's the king of the coons. That's why his name King. But you know who I mean, man. There's not people. Jesse Jackson. Come on, man. You know Al Sharpton.
Al Sharpton.
Shit. Come on, man. You know these people there. All them top them coon people there, yeah. What they're really saying is they're saying the opposite. I'm saying separate, yeah. They ain't saying separate. They're saying, you know, join hands with the white man. Let's be forgiving. Let's be bigger and better. Let's be the bigger man in the situation. Just let them murder that dude. Forget about that. Let's just move on into the future. That's what they're saying. But so that's forgiveness, yeah. I'm saying fuck forgiveness. Separate from them. They're the devil. They're saying forgiveness. We've got all different type of black brothers talking that talk there. But where is the white man? Tell me one white man who's come forward and said to his people, or even to our people, to anybody, there is none. Tell me the white Martin Luther King who says, yo, leave them niggas alone, man. They're doing good enough. Is it any wonder they're all on track? Is it any wonder they don't look after their kids? Is it any wonder they're all half of them is in fucking jail? Leave them alone, man. Is it anyone? No one has said that, not one of them. It's only us. So why are you begging that? You know, it don't make no sense, man. Have some goddamn dignity, man. And you know who that is in that picture there? Oh, you know, you were there when I made it. Emmett Till. That's Emmett Till, yeah? You know what happened to Emmett Till? Anybody not in school, you know who that is? You know what happened to him? Yeah? So this young brother here, yeah? He's like 14, isn't he? So 14. He's a young boy, man. My little brother-in-law is 14. He's a young boy, man. He don't know nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? A little boy, man. And you know what I mean? Barely old enough to walk to the shop by himself. And one wicked white devil bitch, yeah, said that he wants to whistle at her. Like that, you know, little whistle. He done that to her, yeah? And the whole town come out to lynch him, man. They bossed his eyes and shot him through the head with a shotgun. His mum said when she comes to look, she could see the light through one side. He said, come on, I've actually seen the whole way through his head. They bossed him up so bad and threw him in the river. That little handsome little young little boy there, yeah. Go next slide. So look, see that? Go back again. Look at the two of them so happy, man. You see the smile on his mum's face. You know what I'm saying? The innocent end of it. Go next picture. There she's there screaming over the coffee. You know why? Because that's what they done. They shot him in the head with a shotgun. They mashed his damn brains out, man. They molested him. I swear they cut off his penis and everything. You know what I'm saying? They molested that little boy, man. What kind of wicked devil? Hey, listen, man. I would love to run through with my sword and chop up some Edomite. The last thing I'm doing is putting my sword anywhere near their dicks, man. You know what I'm saying? That's because the white man is a disgusting beast. He's obsessed with that kind of shit, man. He's obsessed with that kind of nastiness, man. They look cutting up, messing with us. Yo, go next slide. Look at that. I look like some old ass man. You know why I look like that? Because after they mashed him up, they put him in the river, so he's swollen. He got all swollen. Obviously, already he would get swollen from all the beating. You've seen people that get beat so bad, their face all swelled up. His face all swollen up so bad, and this is after autopsy and that. So they put him in the river and he's swollen. And I think they patched up the holes in him and that, so it was supposed to be presentable. Because his mother said she wanted him to have an open coffin. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen that, whether it be children, which is what Emmett Till was, that's a child, man. And by the way, that bitch has admitted now that he didn't whistle. He didn't whistle. Years later, that little brother lost his life, man. And now that bitch has admitted that he didn't whistle after all, and nothing's gonna happen to her. She get way up.
It's like the only reason why they could identify him was because he had a ring on. And his dad's ring on his finger. Other than that, they couldn't have identified him. I'm
sure you know. I mean, look at the picture there, and look at that. Look like some old man style. That look like, boy. That's what they've done to the brother, man. That's our little brother right there, man. That could have been your son, or your brother, or your nephew, or your next door neighbor, anybody, man. And that's the sort of treatment we would get by joining these people who clearly hate us. They clearly hate us, man. Like, why, after slavery, now, why would you still stay joined to these people, man? Imagine you get kidnapped here, because that's literally what it was, man. Don't look at it lightly. These people come and take you and grab you and put you in the bottom of the ship. That's like throwing you in the boot of the car, and then take you to the yard and make you do God knows what all day, sexual shit, make you work slavery, make you breed and take your children, all kind of nonsense. Now imagine one day they open the door. What kind of way must they have to destroy you for them to open the door and you can freely go, but you come back and sit down in that pissy shitty corner that they left you in? Well, why would you? Who would do that? What kind of stuff? That's why a lot of the nations got any respect for us, you know, because you still come and sit down in that disgusting corner where the slave master left you. And them corners today is Harlem and Brixton and all the places. You know why it is like that still? Because although it's mostly black people there, we're not separate, man. We still love the enemies, man. We're still letting them put their Starbucks in. Why not black books or something? You know what I mean? Make your own damn Starbucks, man. Why we gotta let them white people come in and put their business in our neighborhood? You know they can sell a coffee for £5. What, someone don't want to make, how much a cup of coffee costs to make, really? A jar of coffee is £1, man. No nigga wanted to say, yo, let me make a coffee shop. Let me make a coffee shop, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to let them white people do everything and come and take every little thing we got, man. What's wrong with us, man? Come on, give me the next slide.
Black Wall Street.
Part 2, Black Wall Street. So we just seen an example of how that was a lot of segregation, you know what I'm saying? All that was examples of the stuff that was happening to us during segregation. You know, they wouldn't let us sit on the bus with them, they wouldn't let us touch their women, they wouldn't let us eat in the same restaurant and blah, 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 blah. And we were just, during them times, we were just like holding hands and begging, oh, please, Mr. White Man, please, Mr. White Man. It didn't work, but you know something? Before all that begging, because Martin Luther King who caused all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Before all that though, we were separate and it worked much better. Give me the next slide.
In what is considered one of the worst incidents of racial violence in America, in the history of America, the attack carried out on the ground by air destroyed more than 35 blocks of the district.
Hold on. Attack carried out by where?
By the air.
By the air, man. This devil, that's what the Bible calls him, the dragon, you know. The dragon, but what dragon do? Just fly up and drop fire, man. Like, this is people that, they wasn't armed. It's going to go on to explain when they destroyed Black Wall Street here. They wasn't armed. They just live in the road. Like Negro town. I don't think you see that little comedy clip. It's Negro town. Everyone's black, one of their own business, having a nice time. That's what that was, literally. Negro town, everyone just living. We got black businesses, black doctors, black schools, black families, black man with a black woman, black children. Everything's nice. Everything was nice. And these bastards come and destroy, attack carried out by the ground and by air, man. And you know, we didn't have shit. We didn't have no army. We didn't have no anti-aircraft guns, no tanks, no base, no fortress, no castle. What the hell was the need for that, man? What was the need for that? You know why? Because the white man's the devil, man. The devil the Bible speaks of. That's right. And this is fresh after slavery. We're going to get more into the dates later on. This is fresh after slavery, yeah, when, imagine, those white people, they used to having their big fields tended to by a black man. They used to having their house cleaned and all the dinners cooked by a black woman. Now, all of a sudden, we're all free. And with all our energy, and now got the ability to make money and use it ourselves, we went and we had a separate area, man. We did have separation for a small time. And not just this example, this is Black Wall Street. There's many, man. I swear there's another one called, there's Greensville. There's loads, man. There was a lot. Black Wall Street is the most commonly known one. Wasn't the only one. This place was huge. Wasn't the only one by far. There was tons of this going on at the time. Do you know what I mean? And so it's not long after slavery when, like I said, we had loads of energy. We was able to make our own bit of money in that now. And we separated, and it worked really well. And then white countries were jealous because, like I said, they couldn't maintain the lifestyle that they used to have before. Imagine having servants, factory workers, staff, for free. Now you don't have that no more. It's like having someone limited credit card. You don't even need a card. It's just, everything's free. Now you go to being a poor path. Now anything you want, you gotta do it yourself. Anything you got to clean your own bath now. Now you realise how hard it is to wash clothes. You know what I'm saying? All these kind of things. And they were pissed, man. That's why it's happened, because they were jealous, man. They've always been jealous. They've always been hateful, murdering thieves, man. And that's from the Bible. Really, man.
Destroyed more than 35 blocks of the district. At the time, the wealthiest black community in the nation, more than 800 people were admitted to hospitals, and more than 6,000 black residents were arrested and detained, many for several days.
So imagine, like, I think it was about 2,000 people died in 9/11, and they have a memorial for that every year. Yeah. Now we had 800 people that was hospitalized, and 6,000 people was arrested and taken. And you know something? A lot of them people, doesn't tell you in this section here, a lot of them people who was arrested were shot in prison. They were killed in prison. And it doesn't tell you, out of those 800 admitted to hospital, none of them died. None of them come out with fates worse than death, where probably their eye was mashed out, they'd seen their baby trampled to death, shot, set on fire. But that's what they were doing. They were bored at your door. You're looking at the top window like, what the hell's going on? You're trying to sleep. Some white man down there with a piece of wood and nailing hammers over your front door. So you're like, yo, wake up. These crackers doing some crazy, just trying to jump out. Next thing you see them set fire through your window, petrol bar. You're trying to jump out the window, they'll shoot you. They'll shoot your children, they'll shoot your back, they'll shoot your wife when she jump out. And they did that for the whole goddamn area, man. A big old black man. Just 800 people, man. Imagine 4 or 5 people to a house. 5 people to a house, yeah, 800 people. How many houses there? Work that out for me. 800 people, yeah? 5 people to a house, let's say average. How much houses is that then? It's a lot of houses, man, either way. There's a lot of houses, over 100 houses. Imagine how long that's going to take, man. Think about on the street when you came down the road here. That's not even 100 houses. You didn't pass 100 houses. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking, let's say 50 houses, and then another, you're talking blocks upon blocks, man. Come on, man. Hey, don't worry about it, son. Don't worry about it. I'm messing with you, man. Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? Arrested and detained for several days. So they were locked up for nothing, man. What were they locked up for? They didn't commit no crime. We were under attack, man. You know what I'm saying? When the Americans seen us separate, they opened the war, man. They attacked us by the ground and by air. And then people who were locked up, they weren't no prisoners. That's a prisoner of war, man. Because when a black man kills another black man, that's beef. You get only $10 whatever day. And that's another thing. A black man is so crazy that they kill you over the $10. And the fact that I've been raped and robbed and murdered, and this shit happened to me. The last goddamn straw is you stepping on my foot, man. That's the last straw. At least let them have this little private space right here. That's why I don't kick off and shoot up the club because someone step on their foot or knock their drink. At least let me have my goddamn little private or my little tenner that I worked so hard to stay before. Do you know what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying? Give me the next slide. So look what they did, man. Look what they did. All from the far side, all over here. All you can see is smoke pissing out the buildings. They just bomb up the whole place, flying across in planes and dropping sacks full of dynamite. You know what I'm saying? Look at it, man. That's what they did. Now, before that smoke was coming out of those buildings, do you know what's happening? Our people was having a good time in them, man. We had cinemas, theaters, you know what I'm saying, lawyers, doctors. We had some of the best, I'm sure I'm going to get into that. We had some of the best doctors in the country, in Europe, in brain surgery, you know what I'm saying, in all the state-of-the-art practices of medicine at the time. We had our people there, like it was known that here in Black Wall Street, we got the best doctors, man. We got the best. We wasn't allowed to read, so not long before this, we've only just starting to get the grasp of being able to read. Now we were running with it, man. You know what I'm saying? We were all on that education and build up the economy and all that. You know what I'm saying? Our people, you know already, man. Anything we touch, we do the best. Running, the music, the food, the style, anything, man. Anything we do. You know what I'm saying? And you know already we got the best intellect as well. And that's what they did to our city, man. Black Wall Street. It's one of our little cities when we separated. Why would they do that? I don't see them do that to Handsworth. What's full of guns and drugs and crack. You know why? This is exactly what they want. They don't need to drop bombs. You know why? We're destroying ourselves already. We're destroying ourselves already. Because the other black man, one black man will shoot another over £100, over £1,000, over because he come and pull some weed plants out of his house. He's such a bad man. We go shoot up the place. We shoot up his mom's place. We shoot up his wife at school. All that kind of shit. But, you know, A warrior don't kill his own people, man. A soldier don't kill his own people. That's some, you're mental in the head, man. You're dysfunctional, man. But a real soldier would protect his people. And if you want to murder anybody, I wouldn't suggest that. You know, I'm against that. You know I'm saying be peaceful. But if you was insisted, you know what I'm saying, just play, yo, football stadium, I just seen 100,000 white people in there. Why don't they shoot up that place? Why does no one care about? They care about the grand that old. They care about the hashtags, but you don't care that your granny was whipped and whipped and whipped, and her granny was whipped and whipped and whipped, and the children was ripped from them, and the atrocities. You don't care about none of that, but you care about a grand that you're gonna spend on fuck all anyway, because you ain't got no business. Any money you get is going straight out of your community. You know what I'm saying? Give me the next slide, man. Too much use over there, so this is a list of this is a list of all the buildings we had, all the businesses we had before it was destroyed. Now look at the state of that now. You can't do nothing with that, man. But let me tell you something. We did do something, because as black people, what we specialize in doing is turning nothing into something.
That's right.
The salt of the earth, man. You ever met bread without no salt? It tastes like cardboard and crap. You know what I'm saying? In all these seasonings, salt is in there, man. The salt of the earth, the most important part. The salt that make the sea don't freeze. You know what I'm saying? That make life continue on the earth. That's us, man. All the nations come from a black man. You know what I'm saying? So that's how, even though the bastards came, I can't read that right no more. This picture's gonna mash up now, but you can see that every single liquor slap was a businessman. Look at the state of that car, even mashed the bits, they destroyed everything, man. That's all they're good for, man. That's all they're good for. Then they've got the cheek. White people have got the cheek to complain about shit like dog fighting, and I see them in town collecting money for donkey. Check this bitch one day I was walking, and she's all like playing hockey or something. She blocked me to say, "Oh, will you donate to my charity?" This is a charity for donkeys in God knows Iraq or something. I swear to God. Donkey charity in Iraq. I'm gonna give a fuck about donkey in Iraq. My people is on crack and getting shot by the police in America. But donkeys, you know, like, but that's the thing. They're passionate about what they believe in. They'll hit the streets for them donkeys and any cats and shit, cat charities and dog charities. You know what I mean? And nonsense like that, man. Meanwhile, we ain't doing the damn thing for the state of our people. They care more about an animal than you care about your own people. Unless you're there in all black beside us in the high streets, and when we be traveling London, Brixton, Manchester, yeah, then them white people, them fucking devils, care more about a goddamn donkey than you care about your own people. You know what I'm saying? Because we be out in them streets, man, since 1969, all the Command General, you know what I'm saying? The real warriors been out there, lifting up our voice on the trumpet like the Bible commands us to, and making sure this shit don't happen again. Because you know something? Next time, yeah, we'll be so separate they can't even come in the goddamn they can't even come in the city at all. And they won't know planes where they're gonna build something on air. Let me tell you something. We're gonna get to that, but in the scripture I tell you, the walls around our city will be so great and high. And you know why the walls is around our city? To prevent that sort of shit from happening.
That's right.
Give it the next slide. See that there? Look at that there. You think nothing has ever been there, innit? It wasn't happening until they mashed down every brick, man. Now I've seen, there's plenty of videos online and stuff you can watch when bombs go off and when shit explodes in buildings, and that is what's left. Nothing, you would never know a house was there. There's bombs, you can just, if you go on YouTube, there's big bomb, grid square remover, and that's what's happened there. Like imagine on the map, it's cut into grids there, and they call these certain bomb with a grid square remover, because it just, that whole square should be removed off the grid of the map. There's just nothing there now. And that's what they've done there. They've removed that grid square, they destroyed it, man. Look, you can see where the foundations was. You can see where the front of the building used to be. They just destroyed the whole lot, man. And that's, like I said, that's all they're good for. They go on and they put this donkey charity crap, and they talk about Greenpeace. Tell me this, who is the one responsible for all the pollution? Who is the one responsible? They know by now ways to make a car run without petrol. All that, they're starting to get these electric cars out there. They're not about that for time, man. They're not about that for time. That they even kill their own white boy Nikola Tesla when they discovered about this electric engine. You get me? Now they let out them Tesla cars like 50 years later. But they knew about that from a long time ago, man. And he made a way where them shits can run without charging. You know, now they've got that contactless charging. he was saying we put these certain points everywhere, and the car would just keep running forever and ever and ever. And they didn't want that. They would rather the atmosphere gets filled with fumes because you got to pay them. They don't care, man. That's all they're good for is destruction, man. They're cancer, man. Imagine if the white man was to disappear right now. You got trees in the Amazon that they're cutting down that have been there for hundreds of years, and you don't really need to use them trees for good, man. Go use something else, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need it, but they would use it, even though that's the environment for probably creatures that are freaking, what do they call it, extinct and endangered, becoming extinct. That's the environment for that creature. They'll still mash the tree down. They'll soar right through the forest. They don't care, man. If the white wants to disappear, man, if the trees could sing and rejoice, the trees would sing and rejoice.
That's
the
right.
Fish would jump out the sea and clap their fins, man. The goddamn air, the air itself, man. The air, we'd hear the wind wouldn't go, woo, no more. The wind would go, yay. I'm telling you, every single, the fucking atmosphere would speak to you. Everything would prosper if the white man was to just kill himself. They love killing himself. They love, man, just gonna do it, jumping from the bus, man. Next slide.
Many of the black Americans who traveled to Oklahoma had ancestors who could be traced back to Oklahoma. Many of the settlers were relatives of black Americans who had traveled on foot with the 5 civilized tribes.
I'm digressing a little bit here, but just to show you that the 12 tribe sign that we produce is 100% accurate here. This is saying that the Gadites, when they say, where you go, the 5 civilized tribes, them 5 civilized tribes, who do you think they were good? Gadites, man, them was Gadites. What the white man called civilized, probably because, you know what I mean, they were the most reasonable with them at the time or something, but when the niggas realized, okay, we got family in Oklahoma, and there's a city built up there, let's go and check that out. Them black people walked. They came there on foot, yeah, and they came with 5 civilized tribes. Go to the next slide. That's the example of the 5 civilized tribes. Cherokee, Choctaw, I never read, what is that? Muskogee, Chickasaws, and Seminoles. Who are Seminoles? Reuben. So you got on Reuben. So you had 2 of the other tribes of Israel. We will teach you how those are the other tribes of Israel joined up with Judah, man. Just like how the white man, he knows who his people are. He don't need to check the ancestry.com and all that nonsense. He knows Greeks, Romans, French, Latin, all them. They're all into killing, molesting. They all got the same agenda. We knew them is our people, man. You know what I'm saying? We check their culture and we check their traditions. And it's the same as ours, man. Them people is peaceful people. They're not destructive. They're not a cancer on earth like the white man. That's how, you know what I mean? Numbers and numbers of the Cherokees and all these other brothers, all these other tribes from within the natives, yeah, they rolled in there with us, man. So it wasn't just blacks in Black Wall Street. We had Judah, we had Gad, and Reuben with us as well. We'll get that side.
Oklahoma represented change and provided a chance for black Americans to get away from slavery and harsh racism of their previous homes. In 1907,
that's when it started. So you can see that, I mean, where they were coming from was already harsh. Imagine they're coming from a messed up, nasty place, man, where they've known that, they've heard the stories their dad told them and their granddad told them of when so and so got strung up and shot and they left him with his got hanging from trees and all kind. Listen, you watch the movies here, you don't get half an image, man. The white man always tried to make it in them slavery movies like they weren't that bad. It was just a bit of work, but they were still talk with the niggas and they were still half rich. Nah, man, they were wicked devils, man. They were wicked bastards, man. And why do you think everybody would run? Look, they were trying to flee and come to the Oklahoma, what represented a change for them, because the harsh reality of where they come from was terrible. So they'll say, oh, niggas go home and get out of town and all that. Now, when we tried to do it and it worked, we had a little bit more money than them. They were going through one of the worst depressions ever. No, what do you call it? Recession. They were going through a bad recession, man, them times. They were going through a recession, and we had a flourishing city, man. We had a lot going on, and they fucking blew us up, man. They blew us up. They were jealous. Even though they tell you to get out of the town, and they wanted to be separate. Man, if we had a separate land to go to, if we find out, oh look, this country This Israel land here, no one actually lives there. That's where we come from. Let's go back there. They'll come and bomb us, man. They hate you, man. They hate you, man. Black man. The only way to prosper is to be completely separate from them in all ways, spiritually, physically, mentally. Don't give your love to them, man. They hate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me the next slide. Right.
The white residents of Tulsa referred to the north area of the Frisco Railroad tracks as Little Africa. This community later acquired the name Greenwood, and by 1921, it was home to about 10,000 black residents.
10,000, so that's serious, man. Now, look, from 1907 to 1921, that's not a long time at all, man. That's like 14 years. So you telling me within 14 years, we built up something so big that how many people live there? 10,000 people live there, man. That's a lot of people, man, to be housed and not crammed in like Pakistan Romanians are 22 a house and eating one bowl of that. We were living good, man. We were living good. I'm sure I got that on the slide, but $1 didn't leave. Tulsa, Oklahoma was so prosperous here. $1 didn't leave the community. It circulated 17 times, meaning I work for another black man in the bank, let's say, yeah, and he pays me $1, and I go to the bakery and I give a black man in the bakery $1. And that black man in the bakery who took $1 now, he'll go to the butcher and pays the butcher, and it's a black butcher, meaning all our money was staying in our community. Whereas today now, you get paid and you go to a white business, you go to a packing business, you go to a Chinese business. There ain't no black business. We got blue marlin. Unless you want to gamble blue marlin every day, as good as it is. Shit, you know what I mean? Like, you're giving your money to the enemies, man. And they're clearly your enemies, man. Historically, all they've done is destroy your people. They haven't done nothing good. As I said, not even one of them bastards has ever stepped forward and said, yo, leave them niggas alone, man. Not even one. Next slide. Good.
Not only did black Americans want to contribute to the success of their own shops, but they were also racial segregation laws that prevented them from shopping anywhere other than Greenwood.
So you see what that means there, yeah? There was laws preventing us from shopping, and that Greenwood is what Tulsa, Oklahoma came to be known as. I prefer to call it Black Wall Street, you know what I'm saying? But they ended up calling it Greenwood. Now they made laws to say that niggas can only shop there when they realize, shit, they're getting too much money, man. They're prospering too much. They were jealous. They were viciously jealous, man. You know what I mean? But it backfired on them. All that stuff of you can't drink from the same tap and you can't use the same bus that year. If we'd have stuck to that, we would have had our own buses with our own this and our own that, as we did. But if we just and they killed and they blew up. But if we'd have stuck to it, man, look how prosperous we would have been, man. $1 didn't leave the community 17 times. The average nigga don't know about economics. But let me tell you something, yeah. You don't want your money to leave your community. That's how you end up with crackheads everywhere. No economy, no jobs, no industry. What does Handsworth produce apart from bare crop, ganja growing houses and crack kitchens and shit? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And probably homemade shotties and that being made. It ain't producing nothing, man. But they made laws preventing us from shopping anywhere else. That was glorious, man. Let me tell you something. Really and truly, yeah, if we had the spirit of brotherhood on us today, yeah, we shouldn't leave no law for the white man to us to do that. We should do that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Up by Russell, there's a store there, they sell bread and shit. Go buy your bread from them, man. Walk a little extra quarter mile and go buy your bread from a brother. Rather than from filthy, packy bastards, man. Don't buy it from them, man. Go to your brother and buy the bread and give him a tip. How much is the bread? Not a penny, give him £1, man. You ain't got change. Listen, it's better that you do that than to go to any filthy, stinking heathens. Plus, all they do is get a pig and marry their cousin. They're the nasty, man. Stay away from them. You know that side.
Following the riots, the area was rebuilt and thrived until the 1960s.
So see what now? So after the riot, when they mashed up the whole place, it got rebuilt. Because like I said, and did you see the state of the place? Remember the state of the place when I showed you, all you can see is the foundation of the building and just bare smoke coming out. Now we rebuilt that, man. You know why? Because not only were the salt of the earth, not only were the format of all things, This is what the Bible calls us. Yeah? But we're the strongest people, man. Because imagine if a white man loses his job, £15 an hour, yeah, and he can't afford his Mercedes no more. Or his ugly black bitch cheats on him with the rock rider or something, yeah? He'd kill himself, man. When he comes home and finds Fido, I can't watch my TV. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, man? When a white man come back and find his woman sleeping with the next man, which is very common in their communities, man, they kill themselves, man. Or they go and shoot up a school in America and all that kind of things. It's the same thing, man. Same white man here, same level, different country, different accent. Do you know what I mean? But we suffered the harsh realities of slavery, man. All that shit we went through. We weren't killing ourselves. We just grew and bared it. They blew up our city, they blew up our town. What would white people do? I see white crackers in town, I think to myself, yo, why do I see so many white baggers sat on the ground here? I ain't seen a black one a long time, you know, because a black man got the common sense to, yo, I could get a pillow and a bed if I just go and knock this door and say to them, yo, so the hostels and things. But the white man ain't got he ain't got the minerals, man. He's got something lacking in him. He's just a destructive bastard, man. That's the destructive. Probably somebody didn't give him a bed. Probably come from a trust fund. It was a trust fund baby and all that. And he smoked a lot of crack. He sold his inheritance, as the white man is good for doing, as we know from the Bible. Yeah? And he's there sat on the street, man. And every time you see them, man, you be grateful, man. Be grateful, because our people had the spirit that, look, we rebuilt that. They come and they bombed us, and we rebuilt it, man. They put us through slavery, they carried us in them ships, and we endured, man. You know what I mean? And we're the most fucking enduring people in the planet. Simple. No one been through this stuff we've been through. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the most thing is, after all that, we're still the most compassionate. I'm saying now, people who do that, from my opinion, it's a little coolie. You know what I'm saying? It's not to look at your own, but really, it's not that our people have been misled, man. But they're the most compassionate, loving people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it boils down to. Let me know the next slide, I think.
I didn't finish this one, you know.
Well, go ahead.
When desegregation allowed blacks to shop in areas from which they were previously restricted.
Get from the top, please.
Following the riots, the area was rebuilt and thrived until the 1960s, when desegregation laws allowed blacks to shop in areas from which they were previously restricted.
So what happened in the 60s? Anyone know?
Well, before the 60s, it's saying that we could only shop in our area, and because we could only shop in our area, we was forced to support our own.
Yeah.
But after the 60s,
but what happened in the 60s?
Martin Luther King.
What you got? Martin Luther King, what did you say? No, man. Segregation finished now. It's like a civil rights and all that, man. Civil rights. Niggas went from rebuilding Tulsa, Oklahoma, to singing "We Shall Overcome" and banging a tambourine. You know what I mean? We went from banging bricks in building to banging a tambourine and singing about one day a little black boy and a little white girl will all join hands. Martin Luther King. And that shit was so effective because we went through so much hatred and that. That sounded sweet to us, man. All we wanted was a little peace. We had the murdering, destructive bastard. So when you say something that sounds catchy, like, yo, we can have peace, you know. But really, let's do that then. But it didn't work, man. It just made all our people soft and moist and effeminate, man. You know what I mean? And look now. So after we rebuilt, when the white man saw that we wasn't going to give up, man, we rebuilt that shit. You know what they've done? They changed the laws now and allowed, Massa said, yes, you can do it now. They allowed blacks to shop in areas which were previously restricted from. So now you was allowed to go in them diners where they didn't want it before. Do you think they're giving you the same cheese? When they don't say the cheese gone bad and the bread gone bad, they're saving that with the niggas rolling, man. They just told you they don't want you in their shop, man. You're going to stand outside with a fucking sign and beg. Why, man? There's 100 men outside the shop. They couldn't put $10 each and buy their own rascal shop and make a piece of bread and a sandwich. You know, you can make bread, man. You might not have to have a bakery and a this and that and a degree. Bloody hell, man. You can rent a storeroom and sell a sandwich from there. It's not that hard, man. Not that hard, but our people have been so destroyed, man, that we were happy. It was coming like Christmas to them people, man, when it was allowed to go in them white shops, them lovely, fancy white shops, man. You know what I'm saying? It breaks my heart when I have to go into them white shops, man. They're disgusting. We got Marks and Spencer's and places, and they're filthy pig sandwiches. Don't eat from them, man. Better you go hungry. Make your sandwich from your yard, man. Or do something. Hold your money, man. Or go in a black shop. You know what I'm saying? Read on. I mean, yeah, go to the next slide.
Greenwood Avenue hosted Slakia. Greenwood Avenue housed the offices of almost all of Tulsa's black lawyers, retailers, doctors, and other professionals. In Tulsa at the time of the riot.
So hold on, let me break that down there. So again, Black Wall Street, we had the lawyers, retailers. Retailers is like clothes sellers, food sellers, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you need, man. Shops, man. Retailers is shops. So we've got lawyers, shops, doctors, and other professionals. Other professionals being engineers, mechanics, carpenters, bricklayers. You know what I mean? The foundations of a society, we had it, man. From the doctors to the stores to the lawyers, law, and all that. Something the white man knows nothing about. You know, we had it all there, man. We had it all there. We didn't need nothing. We were completely self-sufficient, man. Read on.
In Tulsa at the time of the riots, there were 15 well-known black American physicians, one of whom...
So, wait. At the time of the riot, yeah, so when them bastards came and started shooting the place, and I tell you, there's so much nastiness they've done. I couldn't go into too much detail. I got a lot to cover here. Go home and watch the documentary on Black Wall Street. I guarantee you just turn it off after 20 minutes. You'll be depressed. You'll be like, fuck, I've heard enough, man. They would barrier up your window, and they would first throw a petrol bomb, then they would knock a piece of wood and board it up so you can't get out. Then they'd watch you try and jump out the window and shoot. They'll try to shoot before you hit the ground. And all kind of nonsense. People would be running and they'll just shoot at the kids. Do you think they wouldn't shoot the kids? They'll shoot the kids, man. They'll shoot the baby. They've done that for sport, man. The disgusting devils. Read on.
One of whom, Dr. A.C. Jackson, was considered the most able Negro surgeon in America.
So there we go, yeah. We had the 15 top black physicians. Physician is a doctor. Like Dr. A.C. Jackson, yeah. And he was considered the most able Negro surgeon in America. Not only in Black Wall Street, not only in Oklahoma, but in America. You know how big America is? It's a big old place, man. And he was seen as the best Negro surgeon. Now, they wouldn't say surgeon full stop, they must say Negro, but I guarantee you put him in his day, put him up against the white surgeon, and you know already what would happen. He would outperform the Caucasian capability surgeon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so read on. So this brother was there during the time of that. Read on.
Next slide.
Yeah, next slide, sorry, yeah.
Dr. Jackson was shot to death as he left his house during the unrest.
So this man who had the ability here, one of the best things with the ability to be one of the best surgeons, his business was fixing people, and he was one of the best at fixing people. And the bastards shot him to death as he left his house. Like I just said, they would shoot anybody, man. Now, he told me they didn't recognize him. Back in them days, you didn't have Snapchat and WhatsApp and all this media. I can't even concentrate because there's another story I've got to watch. Let me just keep scrolling down. There's something else more interesting. It wasn't like that, man. People knew. It's more of a close-knit community back then. Do you know what I'm saying? It's hard to relate, but I'm telling you, things were different back then. So when this Dr. Jackson being the best doctor in the whole of goddamn America, the best surgeon, because fucking white man, he was the best surgeon, wasn't the best Negro surgeon, he was the best surgeon, full stop. And they recognized his face, man, the devils. I know they did, man. As he come out of his yard, they shot him to death, man. They shot him to death for what? We haven't done shit for them to come to our town in the first place and start shooting up people. And they shot everybody, men, women, and children, even the doctors, man. They're just disgusting, man. Give me the next slide.
The attack killed hundreds and left an estimated 10,000 people homeless.
So 10,000 people were homeless. So before this happened, what does that mean? It means they had homes. It means we had 10,000 people comfortably living, as I said previously, comfortably living, self-sufficient. I bought my gorgeous loaf of bread for a black man. This coat, got that from a black man, them shoes back from a black man, and go back to my house with my black wife in it. And now, all that was destroyed, man. And every one of them was left homeless. Refugees, you call them people, man. Not homeless. Refugees, victims of war, man.
That's right.
Victims of war. When the white man come and bomb up your city, and then people are left there who didn't die. Yeah, they're called refugees, man. That's all we've ever been, is victims and refugees over here. Until we separate, that's all they're ever gonna be. Until you stand up and put some fucking boots on and realize the white man is at war against you, man. We have a hard enough time, let alone getting niggas to put some boots on. We have a hard enough time getting niggas to stop loving the white man, stop smoking that shit that he pushed in the community, yeah, and stand up for each other, man. We have a hard enough time getting them to do that, stand up for each other, and realize that there is a war on. Realize that, man. They realize you're sitting at home smoking, playing PlayStation. They're planning ways to fuck with the weed and take them out and mash you up even worse than you are, and then send you to jail and section you and God knows what else. Read on, man.
The city of Tulsa conspired with the mob, arresting more than 6,000 black residents and refusing to provide assistance.
So just like they're dealing with that place with the hurricane again. Katrina. What's the name of that, man? New Orleans. New Orleans, they refused to provide assistance. When was the other thing happened? There was a flood not so long ago. So much tragedy happened to my people. I can't remember, man. I can't remember all the tragedy, man. It's the white man devil. But there was a flood, and there was a black marine who took himself in a little dinghy, and he was sailing around from place to place in his little dinghy, paddling himself. All the people were on the roofs of their house. I can't remember where it was, man, in America. Quite recently, within the last 12 months. And the dude was going from place to place. He'd pull up his boat, tie it to the side of the store, and swim on that. Get the freaking, like I said, Marines, they go hard, like say, probably had some oxygen or something, I don't know what he's doing. Climb there, get cans of food, carry it back, rescue people. You know, the police told him they better stop it or he'll be arrested. They want to make sure they didn't get no assistance. Not only did they refuse to provide, they want to make sure you don't get none. In the end, the brother carried on doing what he was doing, and they hailed him as a hero in the end. You know what I'm saying? They was like, well, he parade the next day, right, you go back home now, fuck off. Because if they'd have left him to it, it would have been more promoted if it had come out that there's a scandal of this man was the only one who helped and he tried to stop him and blah blah. So they've got their techniques now. They know how to deal with that people, man. They know how to appeal to us. They know what we like. They know how to get to us, and they're doing a good job of it. But ever since before this, you know what I'm saying? But when we were doing good, when we were prospering, yeah, these people destroyed us and made sure we didn't get assistance, man. Look, and they put how much people? 6,000 people. Now, arrested more than 6,000, and I'm sure one of the latest slides tells you thousands of them 6,000 that they took into prison. Do you think they was feeding them? Do you think they was knocking their cell door, checking on them? You can press the buzzer, innit? You get like, do you think they was answering their buzzer? You got blankets and that. No, they're in there, 52 a cell, children and everything, women on their period. You know what I mean? And they were shooting into the cells, man, and killing people. Look at the next slide.
About 10,000 blacks were left homeless, and property damage amounted to more than 1.5 million. In real estate, that is 750,000 in personal property.
So wait. So all the people were left homeless, and the property damage. So not only the homes, the property, their clothes, the cars, and blah 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 blah. And you know how the white man's there as well. This is the white man who made these statistics, man. So if you told them, oh, I had 10 grand worth of stuff in my house and pearls and diamonds, they're gonna put it down as 5. They don't want to record the truth. If they're not recording this, and when you're trying to do an insurance claim or something, you tell them, oh, my car was 20 grand, you give back what, 12 grand or something. Don't give the full value, man. So go on, read on.
30 million in 2017.
So the equivalent of all the property and real estate they destroyed will be the equivalent of 30 million. We're not talking some big apartment block or some football stadium that costs 30 million. We're talking about each little individual house. Think that's 30 million in today's money. How many regular houses can you destroy before you've racked up a total of 30 million pounds worth of damage? White man's the devil, man. Give me that.
That's right. Some blacks claimed that policemen had joined the mob. Others said the National Guardsmen fired a machine gun into the black community.
Now the National Guard, they were like, you have the army that you send foreign here. Over here, you have the territorial army. The National Guardsmen, they were supposed to be like the soldiers that stay home, yeah, in case the country got invaded. So they're military personnel. Them, along with the police, like I said, some blacks claimed. Listen, the black people saw what they saw, man. They know what they saw. Some of them was fit and fast, and they escaped in good time. When they seen that, they knew to get off. Do you know what I mean? And they knew what they seen, man. They were firing machine guns, man, into the black community. You know what I'm saying? Read that.
And the plane dropped sticks of dynamite.
And this was recorded as the first ever aerial bombing on American soil, and it was done by Americans to so-called quote-unquote Americans, because them niggas, I bet they saw themselves American, and they filled in the form of the tick the box that said American. Do you know what I mean? Well, they don't see you as American, you're begging their society, man. You're not American or African, and that we're the Hebrews, man. We're the real Jews the Bible speaks of. And never mind that Christianity, what trying to teach you to be a soft little faggot and sing in a choir and shave your beard and walk like a pussy. The Bible teaches man how to be men of war, man. The Bible gives us instructions how to take over the planet, man. You just don't know that because you've been taught Christianity. Let me tell you something. Christmas, it's not in the Bible. Easter, it's not in the Bible. Halloween, it's not in the Bible. Do you know what it is? The Feast of Hanukkah, where we celebrate when we slaughtered Greeks, man. That's a feast day where we sit and we give thanks that our ancestors cut the fucking heads off thousands of Greeks. Then we got Passover, another day. What we celebrate the slaughter of the Africans who fucked with us back in the day. No Christmas, no Easter bunnies here. We celebrate the slaughter of our enemies, man. We sit and we tip a glass of wine and we give thanks that our ancestors killed our enemies, man. And that our nation is still going to this day. Like they have D-Day, what they call it, War Memorial Days. I don't know, you know what I'm on about, man. They have the World War I and November, what they have, Remembrance Day. They'll wear the poppies and that. They're celebrating victory, man. They're celebrating the victory. And Christmas is just some made up shit, man. Let me tell you something. We don't celebrate birthdays as Jews anyway, let alone Christ's birthday. We don't celebrate Jewish birthdays. You know what I'm saying? We celebrate the feast days at the slaughter of our enemies. And that's why it's so important to get into I.S.U.P.K and learn the truth of the Bible. Because what them Christians have got you believing that the Bible represents, that's not it, man. That's some mix of paganism and Batmanism. That's what, I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's a lot of made up nonsense. All I know is that the Bible ain't got nothing to do with none of that. You know what I'm saying? The only place you're going to really learn the Bible is in the I.S.U.P.K. Are you finished with this?
No.
No, go on.
In an eyewitness account discovered in 2015, Greenwood attorney Bob Colbert Franklin described watching a dozen or more private planes drop burning balls of turpentine on Greenwood's rooftops.
They dropped. So already it said, they would find machine going into the black community and a plane dropped sticks of dynamite. Now you got basically napalm too, planes dropping burning balls of turpentine. So might as well say petrol, might as well call it petrol bombs, man. You know what I mean? So they're shooting machine guns, they're dropping dynamite, and they're dropping napalm, petrol bombs from the sky. For what? For nothing more than they hate your black skin. They fucking hate you. They hate us so bad. And our people love them, man. Our people see us in town and they think that we couldn't possibly know that. You can't possibly know. I'm reading from the Bible and they go, oh, that's not in the Bible. They can't believe it. We've got a picture of black Jesus and they can't believe that. That's not what Jesus was. Jesus is a white man. And I said, no, look what the Bible says is black. And I showed them the verse. They go, it doesn't matter. Do you know why? Because our people just love the oppressor so bad. They don't love the Chinese. They don't love the Indian. They love the white man so bad. They've been destroyed, man. And they need to wake up and be fixed. And the only people I know that's speaking up for black people and the shit that we go through. Never mind when Freddie Gray gets his back broken, God rest his soul, and the rest of them. And then there's a protest for a day. Mike Brown gets shot, God rest his soul, and there's a protest for a day. We have been in the streets since 1969 every fucking week, man, without fail. We don't need to wait for a brother to get shot. We stay in the streets, man, right, until things change. We're going to stop until the last single brother has put down the crack pipe and put down weed, and the last sister stop being a whore, and the last sister has come out of the abortion clinic. We won't stop till then. This is no part-time thing, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't.
The 13th Amendment, which formally abolished slavery in the United States, passed the Senate on April 8th of 1864 and the House of January 31st, 1865.
All right, so the reason. So slavery was supposed to be abolished. Now, if you read the 13th Amendment here, there's a really good documentary about it on Netflix. It explains how, if you read the 13th Amendment properly, it says that slavery is abolished here unless you're a prisoner. And who's the most prisoners? Who's the most in the prisons? The blacks, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Ain't just niggas, man. Ain't it just what you think a nigger is, Judite or a Benjamin. You get me? The Hispanics, them is black, man. You don't just watch the complexion. Them is the 12 tribes too. Them Hispanics fill up the prisons bad, man. They fill up the prison. Are we the only ones who smoke a bit of weed? Or some of our people have fallen a bit further and smoked the crack? And that. Are we the only ones who do that? How we fuck, man? You know what I'm saying? They just love throwing us in jail. So they made this amendment especially so they can throw our people in jail and make out like it's a legal thing. Like what they've done with Emmett Till. They said that he was sort of the white woman. Now they've found other ways to incriminate you. They would always say, oh, well, he raped, because they couldn't just run in our communities and start shooting on people. They go, oh, you raped the woman, you raped the woman. You're also there like, oh shit, you raped the woman, I don't know what to do, I can't help him. That's what they've done, man. They've incriminated us so bad that now an old black woman will see me and think that just walking in the street, she'll think, yeah, he's probably one of them gang members, he's probably one of them criminals. Just see a white man hold the door for him. You know what I mean? That's what it's cut down to, man. I seen a woman the other day, a black woman, open her bag and giving a homeless dude a tenner, man. I seen him give a tenner, man. And she was holding his hand and she was like doing some Christian shit, like proper praying hard for him. And then I could see the look on the hobo's face, like, what, they're giving the money, man, and back to that man. Like, but the point is, she should be grateful that that hobo's on the street. She shouldn't give him money. She should go buy a sandwich and, but look, shoot up and spit out for it. You didn't want it. She fucking rip the tenner up like on fire. Don't give that devil money, man. That's what he's done. He hasn't had enough. Hasn't had enough profit from our people's sweat and blood. Don't give him a penny, man. Like, anyway, my point here was, yeah, the 13th Amendment is nonsense. Yeah, slavery wasn't abolished, it was just to change the form of it. Because them niggas that's locked up today, you ever heard of the brand Under Armour? 90% of that Under Armour stuff is made in prisons. All of the US Army's equipment, body armour, helmets, boots, uniforms, is made in prison. Slavery, man. That's slavery, man. Do you know what I'm saying? And so you're talking, it was like around April 1864 until January 1865, and by 1907, so what's that? 35. Talking like 40 years, 42 years, and we had successfully, 42 years after slavery was abolished, we had successfully created, by 1907, we had successfully created a whole community, man, a whole black community. Go to the next slide.
Black Wall Street was destroyed in 1921, meaning Judah and Gad had built a self-sufficient society between 1865 and 1921.
Oh, so like, yeah, so 56 years being the date when it was destroyed, after it's been rebuilt and then destroyed again. So remember we had the Genites with us, the 5 civilized tribes, as the devil called them. So in that little time, within 56 years, we've built, just call it 50 years, we've built something and they've destroyed it. We built something so successful that they got so jealous they packed the bombs from the sky and they destroyed it, and we built it back again and they destroyed it again. Do you know what I'm saying? But yo, read on.
Being forced to be separate worked.
That's the proof of pudding. Being forced to be separate work, man. They hated it to see us prospering. They hated that we had the best doctors. We had all the retail you could need. We had lawyers. We had all that. They hated that, man. Us being forced to be separate by their laws that said we have to shop in our own communities. That worked wonders for us, man. Read on.
Its inhabitants included black lawyers, business owners, and doctors, and it said that, and the dollar would circulate 19 times before leaving the community.
Yeah, give me that slide. So there you go. As we mentioned earlier, the dollar would circulate a ton of times. The dollar would circulate a ton of times before it left the community. Now, that's important, man. To make black people richer and prosper, you need to keep your money in your community. You can't get rich by spending money in another community. That's just how it works. That's basic economics. Now, so far what we've seen is segregation was painful for us, and then separation, Black Wall Street, although it ended up painful, that's because of the one level, but we did much better. And you know, the white man knows too that to be separate is good. Now, that's why you keep hearing so much about is Brexit and Donald Trump. Brexit, they want to separate from the EU, man. Even though all the devils were the same over there in Europe, they want to separate from each other. And Brexit, Donald Trump, he want all the Mexicans and everybody else to get out of this country so that he can look after his own people first. Give me the next slide. So them devils, they know separation is the right thing. Do you know what I'm saying? They know that. You know what I'm saying? You go my way, you go your way, I'll go my way. That's what they want, man. Give me the next slide.
50 billion leaving fee.
So Britain is supposed to pay £50 billion to leave the EU. Now, Theresa May has said she ain't gonna pay a penny. You know what I'm saying? But they've realized that it's worth that expense. 50 billion, man. 50 billion. They're saying they're not gonna pay it, but even if they do get forced to pay it, they're saying for them to separate from that European Union and only be England or Great Britain and only look after Britain is worth it financially. Because that's their main goal. Their main goal is the finances in order to preserve their people. You get me? Give me the next one.
Promise of 350 million a week.
Yeah, that's something that they used. It was a lie as well. That's something that they used. I don't know if you remember, but when the news first started going about this Brexit, they were saying that they'll save £350 million a week, which is just ridiculous. But they were saying, oh, we'll use it on the NHS and we'll give nurses how much % pay rise and blah, blah, blah. And they spoke all this sweet talk, saying that they'll save so much millions from being separate from Brexit, separate from the European Union, rather. Go on, give me the next one.
Actually will not profit for generations.
So Britain actually will not profit for generations. Now, what that goes to show is they're thinking ahead. They're thinking ahead. Now, even if it might be tough for us to walk a little bit further to go to the shop, and maybe the black man does charge a bit more for his bread, or maybe we can get a burger for £1 in Big John's and Blue Marlin wants £2.50. So it's going to be tough in the meantime. We're trying to build up from nothing. We're the starters of it here. We've got to go through the uni and learning the building course and the blah, blah, blah. So we won't see Black Wall Street built, whatever, let's say, for generations. But the white man realizes that, he's cool with that. He's like, yo, well, we're not going to actually, it's not going to work out for a few generations, but in the end, it's worth it. That's forward thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? It's chess, not checkers, man. Black man looking for just right now, and them other heathens, man. That's how they're beating us so bad, man. They're thinking 4 or 5 goods ahead, 4 or 5 generations ahead. Go on, next slide.
They think ahead of the nation's future.
There you go. Next slide.
Next slide or next point.
Next line, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Over 40 years of union, now Britain wants separation.
Yep, so 40 years, man, it's been working. Now, so they know what they're doing. It's the fact that for them 40 years, there's been all other nations coming here, Polish, Romanians and that, and they don't like it. Now they're like, yo, you know what, there's too much of these heathens over here. Now, even though they all look the same to me, they all look white, British people have gone, it's mostly England, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? They run things. They've gone, you know what? Just because they're white like us, it's not the same. That's what we should be thinking. Just because Africans them as black, you look at them, the skin look the same as yours. It's not the same. You should look after your own nation first. That's all England cares about over here. Britain, they're saying, look, for 40 years, now we want to be separate because it's profitable. We need to look after our people first. Fuck what you look like. Fuck what language you can speak English. Don't matter. Go home. Go back to Europe. That's what matters. Look at it, man. It's not just me saying we should be separate. It's all over the media right now that Great Britain wants to be separate too. You know what I'm saying? They said the reasons for the trade and food. Look at the thing that's going to be affected. Even the travel. You know what I'm saying? You can't travel as freely now. Air traffic control, that's a big one. Air traffic control. At the minute, all the people who command the planes and that, they're all in a kind of agreement together. Now, when England separates from that, they don't have a plan for how that's going to work, because at the minute, obviously, like I said, they're all in communication together, but when England separates, they have to do their own themselves. And I see them saying, they don't have a clue how they're going to do it. They don't even give a shit. They know that this won't work, and that might not work, and that might be a bit uncomfortable. They're like, you know what, just cut it off, just done it. Let me collect my shit and leave right now. They don't care where they're going to put their stuff or how it's going to work. They just want out. And air traffic control is a big one, because, you know what I mean, what planes will just fall out of the sky. But you know what they'll do? They'll grim and bear it, and they'll endure, and they'll do what they got to do, and they'll make it work, because it works out better for their people in the end.
That's right.
And the pensions of the EU staff, let me tell you something else. Now, There's a lot of British people who work for the EU. You get me? Imagine we are England, yeah, and we send these couple brothers to go work in the EU. We're England and we send the brothers to go work in the EU, and we're saying, yo, done the whole EU thing. The other EU countries saying, okay, well, what about your 2 men then? They're supposed to get £60 million pension and blah. You think we're going to give them that now? We're all going to use our money and pay them. England was like, fuck them. And that's their own people. They don't care because they know it makes more sense like to just look after the bulk of their people. And then the Ra said, that's what half of this 50 billion is for, stuff like the pensions for all the EU staff, because there's thousands and facts. It's been going for 40 years, man. It's an industry. That union is the biggest trade agreement in the history of the planet. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even care about their own people. The little few staff who are their own people. What they really care about is the future of their generations for their race. Next slide. Right.
Bernard Cazeneuve, French PM, said Britain wants to leave and not pay. That is not possible. Theresa May, British PM, we will not pay a single penny. This current EU is the biggest trade agreement in history. Normally takes 7 to 8 years to enter the EU, or for any agreements to be made, there have to be some that took 11 years.
Right, so like I said, the EU is the biggest agreement in history, biggest trade agreement in history. It normally takes 7 to 8 years to enter or to leave the EU. But there have been some countries or some agreements that have took 11 years to fulfill, man. So in other words, normally writing up a contract with the EU, whether it's even just doing business with them, it normally takes 7 to 8 years, up to 11 years. Give me the next slide.
Britain says will leave in 2 years by autumn 2018.
There you go. So Britain says it will leave in 2 years, man. So how is that? You know why? Because stuff, like I said, stuff like air traffic control, stuff like some of the pensions for their citizens who've been working for you. Don't care. Just cut it off. Just give me my shit and let me go right now. That's what Britain's saying. I don't care about nothing. I just want to leave right now. I don't care. 50 billion. Like France, the French Prime Minister said that Britain wants to leave and not pay. It's not possible. And Theresa May was like, listen, we ain't paying a penny. Do you know what I mean? They just don't care. They don't care. They said they will definitely be out by 2018 and they don't care at all. If you check on your iPad, iPad and things, yeah, there's all sorts of shows about Brexit. And if you pay attention, as I've had to do in the lead up to this lecture, pay attention to some of those boring talks that they'll be doing. Yeah. Really, if you listen, they're dressed up smart now, but they're going on gangster, really, what they're saying. They're like, we're not paying a penny. No, we're not giving enough. They're saying they want this for this and that. It's just not feasible. They use big fancy words, but the models will just go, fuck them. When they get them, the models will just dash it back at them. Listen to what they're saying, man. They don't care at all. Not the slightest bit. Look, Boris Johnson says, put a tiger in the cage. The EU is the cage. It's saying, put a tiger in there. What's that going to do? Mash things up, kill people, then anything. Chaos. That's what his words were when they asked, how do you think it's going to work to leave it? I don't think it's going to be a bit hectic. He went, yeah, put a tiger in the cage. That's how they stay, man. They do not care at all. Go ahead.
Politicians said making a case to show Brexit will benefit will be hard.
There you go. So they've said that now if it's something that immediately would make sense, they'd be able to say, well, look, we're paying 100 for that, we'll get that for 50. We're paying 50 for that, we'll get that for 10. They can't do that. All they can say is, in future generations, it will make sense. Now, why can't we see things like that too? Because they're saying that it's hard to show a case, to make a case to show that there's benefits. But they can't show any benefits right now. All they can say is in the future, in the future, in the future. And that's how we need to start thinking as well. Give me the next slide. So look at this. Like we've been whitewashing things like inclusion for everybody. And white people get that because I've been in Asda and place. I hate them people, man. I've been in Asda talking to my son here, and white people in the queue, they just come start butting into our conversation. And they got the thing of the inclusion. They just think they can start talking to us and then they try to tap my boy. Yo, get your hands off them, man. And they don't get it. Like, we don't want them to touch us. Like, we don't like you, man. Not, you know what I mean? Not everyone is cool with you. And they know it. When they're in their home, they know that. But they're used to putting on the front. Our people are not used to that, man. You know what I'm saying? If you got to work with them and be professional, yeah, safe. But you don't have to love them, man. They don't love you. Look at this. It's not racist to love your people. White pride radio. But the thing is, love lives here. Yeah, love, who do they love? Their own people, man. And what's wrong with we where we don't love our own people, we love them more, man. We need to get off that altogether. Give me the next slide. Look at that. Look at that. Britain is full of British jobs for British workers. So it's about the economy, it's about the money. British National Party. Nationalism. These people have been telling you all since. Same thing with British soldiers, man. The black British soldiers that come home and get beaten. Black footballers, British footballers, all them millions that drive around and get dragged out of the car and season. You know what I'm saying? It happens, man. It happens. So there you go. They're taken to the streets. Really, them people look like they all probably got their mortgage 3/4 of the way paid off. They all drove nice cars. They're all comfortable. They all look well fed. They're people that ain't no oppression. But they're so passionate and so energetic, they hit the streets to basically say they want to make sure that their future generations have a better life. Now, who else is doing that for black people other than I.S.U.P.K? They do that when some shit kicks off. We do that week in, week out since 1969, man. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing more pro-black than that. And you can't be pro-black and pro-white at the same time. I seen some shit on Facebook, pro-black doesn't mean anti-white. Goddamn right it does, man. That's why I'm saying pro-health doesn't mean anti-cancer. Of course it does, man. Cancer is killing you, man. You know what I'm saying? White people is killing you in any which way they can. Economically, they're strangling you. Physically, they're strangling you. You understand? Separation is the key word for the day, man. Give me the next slide. You know what I'm saying? Here's all some more Brexit nonsense, man. British jobs lost. No, British jobs for British workers. So they drive around with a van promoting that, which is fair play. So they should. British jobs for British workers. And I'm saying the same thing. Black jobs for black workers. We ain't got a store though. We can't all work in Blue Marlin. You know what I mean? We can't all work in Brussels. So we need to build up something again, man. Next slide. Look at this. My race is dying. My race is dying out in my own country, and they put this little devil, like a ghost. They put the little devil there, all crying and shit, like she's been abused or she's starved, she's enough food out there in the cold, half naked and that, all full of wet and tears. Stop immigration now. Look what immigration causes. That's what the white man's saying. You want this? He probably think that little girl look lovely. It is like, oh, you want this lovely little girl to like be all upset and all cold and wet and vulnerable and that. Word. Wait up.
Yeah, the Polish are taking a job that the British don't want anyway.
Exactly. We're gonna get to that, yeah. We're gonna get to that. But the point is, yeah, look, my race is dying out in my own country. Now all of them devils look the same, man. Freaking Spanish, Romanian, Polish, especially the Polish. God damn, them Polish look the same, man. But they don't care. They want English for England for English. That's it alone. They don't care whether you're white skinned, you're Polish. Do you know what I mean? We've become so accepting. Anybody who's a bit brown, Pakis and Africans and everything, will accept them. You know what I'm saying? Take a leaf out of these people's book, man, because boy, the scriptures tell us the same thing, man. Separation, man. Give me the next slide. Go on.
3 million.
That's what I say. UKIP at the top. So like
UK.
UKIP, UKIP.
3,881,129 votes for UKIP, which is a hardcore nationalist party. 1,647,999 people in Facebook group Britain First, which is an ultra right-wing separatist nationalist organization. So see what that means? In large numbers, yeah. Them devils in large numbers are organizing. That's what black people seem to have a problem with, man. Look at that. 3 million, almost call it 4 million votes for UKIP.
UK Independence Party, that stands for. It's like, I missed that P there. Yeah, 3,800,000 dollars. UKIP, if you listen to any of their policies, I did for the comedic value of it when they were going. They were really stupid, man. They, you know, like them white people in tracksuits and that have can of beer and they just go, get out your packies. They might as well have just done that because they didn't have a clue. I could probably run a country better for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't claim to know the first thing about politics. So long as we're following the laws and most everything good. But according to their system here, like, boy, they really didn't have a goddamn clue. All they were saying is, everyone get out, everyone get out. Or now everyone gets out. Now what? Because your doctor was a packy. You know what I mean? The fucking bus drivers is black and African. Everything is run by heathens in the white man's country. As Officer Crafty brought out there a moment ago, I've seen shows about, and like we are going to get into that, but I've seen shows where a white man had a factory, an Englishman, he goes, look, I don't want to send my factory to China, but I'm going to have to, and I'm going to make this show to prove why. And he made a show, and there was one mixed-race woman there as well, I remember, but the rest of the staff was white. We got them all from the job centre, and in the shop, it was teaching them to sew. It was teaching them from scratch to sew, how to use a sewing machine. In a day or two, to pick that up, it was easy. And then that's coming to work every day and stitch and sew and make the garments. And now, he got them off the job seekers and everything, and they would ring up and go, oh, I can't get to work, I've lost my bus pass. The guys on the phone going, listen, I'll send the just come pick you up. Oh, no, I don't want to know where. All right, listen, get a taxi and I'll pay it for you. Oh, well, you know what it is. And they just put the phone down. Just don't want to work. We don't want to work, man. The manager of the factory was doing everything he could to keep these British jobs in Britain. And he couldn't because they wouldn't do the jobs. There was another show similar where there was a strawberry picking farm, and the manager of the farm was going, there's not one single white man who would ever do this job. He's paying £7, £8, £9 an hour, which is good, all right money, do you know what I mean, to pick a few damn berries. And there's no Englishman who would do that because they've got too much pride or whatever the hell's wrong with them, too lazy as well, most of the time. But the Polish come over and doing them jobs that no one else will do, and it's doing them good because of all these streets around here that used to be black-owned streets, black streets and black-owned businesses. They're taking over now. The other day I seen a Polish shop on one side and a Polish shop on the other side of the street. When we come to collect you guys, you know that road there. There's a Polish shop look exactly the same with that picture of all the bread and the sausage and the beer and stuff. And then bang, right across the road, there's another shop exactly the same. You know what I mean, isn't it? Exactly the same. You know how they can do that? They don't even look at that as competition. They're happy to see that with each other, man. They can do that because they've been doing the jobs no one else wants to do. And they've been looking forward out. They've been looking out and looking forward into the future generations and making sure that they held their money. Do you know what I mean? Look, that's what you don't see them driving around in Beamers and shit, but they know that their kids will be in Beamers and that. Do you know what I mean? Let me get that next bit.
Nationalism is a complex, multi-dimensional concept involving a shared communal identification with one's nation. It is a political ideology orientated towards gaining and maintaining self-governance of full sovereignty.
So nationalism basically is just everyone get out. Self-governance. EU's not going to tell me what to do. Self-governance for us, the white man's not going to tell me what to do. They're not going to give me these laws where equal opportunities, I have to hire so many packies. Because no, I want my black community to have black only jobs. And that's what it means to be self-governing and fully sovereign. Let me get the definition of separatism there.
Separatism, a common definition of separatism is that it is the advocacy of the state of cultural, ethnic, tribal, religious, racial, governmental, or gender separation from the larger group.
See, so all that there is exactly what they're trying to do today. Separatism. So why is it when I say separate, a lot of these people who've been taught by Christianity would think that's a bad thing, that's a harmful thing. But all the most powerful nations in the world do it. When the Chinese write their filthy, let's just call it a Bill of Rights for the Chinese people, are they talking about anyone? They're talking about me, right here in England. No, it's talking about the Chinese in China. That's all they care about. That's nationalism, man. That's them taking care of their people. The American Constitution and stuff, that only counts for them over there. I can't ring down and go, oh, I've got the right to bear arms. That's what America. It don't count. That's for them over there. Now we need our own one. The Bible is ours, black man. The Bible is our Constitution. The Bible is our Bill of Rights, man. The brother done you wrong. There's a procedure in there to go through to make sure you get done right. Somebody stole something. There's a procedure in there to go through to make sure things done right. You know what I'm saying? Everything is in there, man, that we need to rule the world righteously. We get next.
Sovereignty is the full right and power of a governing body to govern itself without any interference from outside sources or bodies.
Wait, the right and the power. So what's that most famous ring that white boys love to wear? Sovereign ring. They don't even know why they wear it, but it comes from their forefathers. It's a big thing over here, sovereign. Do you know what I mean? To become sovereign is to have the right and the power. No, we don't have the right or the power actually, but no. Who are we going to pay right to when they shoot us in the street like dog, all today? Ask Mark Douglas' family. You know what I'm saying? Ask Mark Douglas' family if they have any rights or any power. Then we don't have power. Read from the top again.
Sovereignty is the full right and power of a governing body to govern itself without any interference from outside sources or bodies. In political theory, sovereignty is a substantive term designating supreme authority over some organized society.
Yeah, there you go. So we should be the organized society. We're not organized. We're barely even a society. You know what I mean? We're so separated. You know what I mean? And we should have the right and the power to govern ourselves without any interference from outside sources. We don't have that. The only way we'll get that is through the Bible and the brotherhood in the Bible. The brotherhood that the Bible teaches us. You know what I'm saying? The brotherhood that the Bible inspires in the man is the only way we're going to get that, because people have tried it before without that. Black Panthers and all kind of mumbo jumbo, you know what I'm saying, Pan-African types of movements. And you know what didn't work? Because one was a Christian, one's a Muslim, one's a Rasta, one's a this, and one's a that, and one's a Hameremekyo thing. And it don't work like that, man. Like, in that sense there, you're only looking out for money. Now, money's important, but if we're all looking out for money, who's to say that you won't steal? Who's to say that he won't kill me? Who's to say that she won't do fraud? Who's to say that she won't not keep the receipts right and be lazy and God knows what way? If we've got the laws in order, we're not worried about that. Now, let's get the law and order first, then we'll get the money. You know what I'm saying? Then we'll have the right and the power. Then let me get the next slide.
We'd get, number one, we'd get our money back.
So this is the top 20 reasons for Brexit. This is the reason the white man gives you for why they want to exit the European Union. This is why separation is important to them, to the point where they're willing to potentially cause a war. Because the other nations, French and them, they're saying, you cannot possibly do that. They're going to be stealing is what they do. If they leave and don't pay 50 billion, England is about to steal from all the other nations, all the other European nations rather. They want 50 billion, man. 50 goddamn billion. And Theresa May, the Prime Minister, the current Prime Minister of England, has said she's not paying a penny. It's a big deal. It's all about money. Look, top reason number one, we'd get our money back. What they mean by that is, like I said, they said they'll get 350 billion a year, and over generations they'll see the benefit. So they're saying over time they'll reap. You get me, from the sowing of separating. Really.
We'd get our money back. We could decide who comes into our country.
Because they're sick of it. They feel like their race is being diluted and polluted and destroyed, man. So they're trying to protect their nation. Go ahead.
We could make our own laws again.
So rather than these other nations, we have to say to them, which you're going to see some of the silly examples of the EU laws. Some of them are stupid. This is the top 20 list from the Telegraph, man, which is the proper paper. You know what I mean? It's not like the sun with titties in the front. It's a proper paper. Do you know what I mean? And like they're saying that some of the laws are just stupid. Now, we have laws set over us by heathens that we must accept this and accept that. I can't go in the street and say certain things. I can't say the white man's the devil, I can't do this, I can't do that. Now, we should have to make our own laws that no one can do business on the Sabbath, and so on and so on and so on. Now, we go ahead.
Verse 4, our courts would have their final say over those laws.
So our court, this all sounds good to me. So far, sure, I've got some of this. Let me try and write a letter to the EU saying England to say, I want to separate you. I want to have my own laws, and I want to have my courts. You know what I'm saying? Have the final say. So our judges are the more experienced men in the law will say will have the final say over those laws. Go ahead.
Number 5, we wouldn't have to accept decisions forced on us by other countries.
Then that's what we're going through today. So this is what the white man says. Oh, we don't want to have things forced on us by other countries. Go ahead.
6, we wouldn't have to listen to lots of European presidents.
See what I mean? So they can't stand it. Even though they're supposed to all be on one accord, them devils, yeah, they can't stand it having other presidents tell them what to do. So black man, how can you, when they don't even look like you, man? They ain't got nothing near your best interest at heart.
That's right.
Go ahead.
7, we wouldn't have to listen to or fund the European Commission.
God damn, black man, how long have you been funding the Europeans? Come on, man. How long have you been funding them? We wouldn't have to listen to them. They don't want to listen to them and their filthy pig Latin that they speak. Only they want to hear Hebrew. Not in Budash, cut your tongue out. You understand? And I wouldn't have to fund them Europeans either. That's disgusting. That's disgusting, man. That's what they're saying they want. Meanwhile, we're here. We go along with whatever. We follow whatever our slave master says. If we're in the EU, okay, master. If we leave the EU, okay, master. But look at their reasons, man, and think this up. Isn't that things that we should want too? It's basic fundamentals of being a self-respected human being, man.
That's right.
This is basic as hell, this stuff. Where's the next one?
7, we would have proper vacuum cleaners.
I know some of the women love that, yeah. The reason for that, we should have proper vacuum cleaners. That is the 8th top reason in why England wants to leave the EU. Had to look that one up. The reason being there's an EU legislation at the moment. A vacuum can't be over 1,600 watts. Don't ask me why, but once we leave the EU, we can have stronger vacuums, so all our wives will have less work to do. The vacuum means we'll suck that. That's it. You can't compare about that. That's a good one.
9, we wouldn't have to worry about Turkey. Because
no, they worry about Turkey. So that means like whatever crap them other nations are going through, it wouldn't affect us. If I'm Britain speaking, yeah. Whatever crap Turkey's going through, Greece as well, they're having a recession, worsening. Doesn't affect me. I don't have to worry about that. We wouldn't have to worry about Turkey. Just worry. Don't even want to give a shit. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear it. Because I'm in this EU nonsense. I've got to sit in all these meetings and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear it. Same way, we shouldn't give a crap. When we're having a good time in Israel, yeah, when we're in Jerusalem, when we're all together, we shouldn't have to worry. We shouldn't have to worry about all what these heathens are going through too, man. Come here, next one.
10, we could set our own tax rates.
Set our own tax rates. That's another basic fundamental thing, because anything tax these days is extortion, man. Don't pay your tax. Go start a business, don't pay tax, see what happens to you. They'll get real old school gangster movie on you, they'll kick off your door, and if they have to, they'll shoot you. They'll freeze your bank, they'll take everything. They'll teach you about gangster shit when you don't pay your taxes. The big bad white man, boogeyman will come and get you. Trust me, they'll throw you in a box. We'll get the next one. And also, that's another thing about taxes and shit. We've been lending money from like what you call it, Wanga. Our people is all in them bright house places, all the poorest places where you can get money from, and we're getting extorted to death, man. Our laws tell us we lend with no interest to a brother. You know what I'm saying? So imagine that. So the same thing they're saying they want, we want. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. When they say, don't sound like nothing wrong with it. So why does it sound like something wrong with it when I say it? This is Brexit, man. This is so-called civilized nations talking about separating. They can't all live together, man. They can't live together peacefully. So why the fuck you expect me to do it when you can't do it yourself? I want separation, man. I want my people to be separate completely. Build that big high wall and put gunmen on every corner, man. The next one.
11, we could support British companies in trouble.
Yeah, because so there you go. So when you see, again, relate to the last thing I was saying, so when you know the man business is going down, you can say, yo, I can say, oh boys, my bakery not doing so good, man. I heard the music thing is doing good. Let me get $500,000 and we build up this, you know what I mean? My logistics is bad and blah, blah, blah. And they'll have to give him the money. They'll have to give him the money for his brotherhood and he won't ask for no interest back. Do you know what I'm saying? So we look after each other. Look, we could support British companies, meaning, I'm Great Britain speaking, meaning they're saying we can support our companies. Because that means they don't want to help the others, man. We look after each other. What the Mars would have just said is we can look after each other. We can stick to our own, we can look after our own. Is this making sense now? That's what they want to do. This is what Brexit is all about. This is the top 20 reasons for the Brexit. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about separate, money. You know what I mean? They're doing it, we should do it. Give me the next one.
Fish.
Yeah, fish. Oh, that's long. But basically, the EU, man, there's some stupid rules with it where you can only catch so much fish to make it fair. Even though, let's say, up by Denmark here, they catch a ton of fish. Let's say they catch 1 million. They give a limit to each country to make it fair. Saying, oh, you're sucking out all the cold bears. You only catch 250,000. You know what that means? They're throwing 750,000 dead fish back into the sea. Now, whether they're really doing that or not, I doubt it. But that's what they're supposed to do, other than the EU. And England saying that's the reason fish is on the list, stuff like that, because England's got sort of sanctions, I guess you'd call it, where they can only catch so much of each type of fish. It's stupid. Give me the next one.
We could get rid of wind farms.
I don't know about you, them things don't bother me too much. Them big swirly things you see in the motorway. I like to see that sort of stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? Let me think, okay, we're doing something for the environment at least. What the white man being the devil he is, would rather we have big black clouds. Sit down and be quiet. Noah, sit down and shut up. He would rather that we have big black acid clouds burning our skin off than let us have some wind farms and some, what do you call it? Self-sufficient energy thing, you know what I'm saying? They'd rather get rid of wind farms. Look at that. Let me have a 14th reason.
We could have blue passports again.
I don't give a crap about colour passports, personally. I doubt anyone has ever said, oh, I want a passport, man, but they're red. Nah. It don't make no damn sense at all. Like, who cares what colour passports are? But apparently, before any of us was born here in 1980, passports used to be blue, and British people want blue passports again. So that's that reason. Let me get the next one.
And our own entry lanes at airports.
So today, it's illegal to what's the word? Distinguish between, we're all in the EU, so Britain can't say this lane is for British people and this lane is for all the other Europeans come back. You can't do that. But once they separate, you can go, this lane is for British passports, this lane is for anybody else. And right now they can't do that, and they want to do that, meaning what? They want to give priority. Who do they want to give priority to, boy? To themselves, yeah? They want to give priority to their own British people. So, yeah, see what I said? We'll have our own entry lanes at the airports. Well, I'm going to the next one.
We wouldn't have to fund EU foreign aid.
So foreign aid is when the French are trying to make it look like they're helping other people and giving money. The Italians and whoever else, they're giving other so-called third world countries aid, which I don't think they do be doing that really, but you know what I mean? They're saying they don't have to help other people. Being part of the EU, they're obliged to contribute towards foreign aid, and they're saying they don't want to do that. So meanwhile, they got us in the street giving them money. They're foreign. We're aiding them. Meanwhile, they got us in the street giving money to donkey charity in foreign countries, and we're aiding them. They're saying they don't want to do that. They're saying, give me your money so I can go and help some other people. I don't want to do that. You give me your money though. You who's at the bottom already strangled and starved. You know what I'm saying? We're the next one.
It would be easier to get rid of fridges.
Easier to get rid of fridges. This is how desperate the devil's getting now to make goddamn fridges. Look, now the reason it's hard to get rid of fridges is because again under EU legislation, yeah, the fridge can't just be. I mean, them Romanians have just took it in the street anyway. So, but You can't just put it in a skipper or a normal landfill no more. What you have to do is take it to a special place where it will be like completely airtight, and it's disposed of in a completely separate manner, which is a lot more expensive, very, very expensive. The treating of this nuclear waste is something that's really weird because of the EU laws. It's really weird. We get the next one.
No more stupid recycling bins.
So hold on a minute. I want to get rid of the wind farms and I want to get rid of the recycling bins. Why do they have to put stupid? Why is recycling bins stupid? So hold on a minute. You want to break the biggest trade agreement in history for blue passports, fish, wind farms, and recycling bins, and how you? It's not about that really. It's not about that. The Muslims just gonna go. We want England for English only. That could have just been the number one reason. All the rest of the shit that comes along with it. That's what comes along with it. All this stuff is just the most crappy excuses ever. What is it? The most normal, stupid recycling bins. And I thought that was something good we're doing for the community. They forced us to do that, and now it's stupid. I thought recycling was good. Do you know what I mean? Why not the devil, man? Let me get the next one.
British MEPs would be sacked.
Members of European Parliament will be sacked. Went into that earlier. Now they're saying that's a good thing. If you was an MEP right now, I don't think you'd be happy about that. Imagine we were the whole of Israel right now, and we said, look, we're going to send you two brothers to go and be correspondence between us and the heathen nations. And we said, right, cutting it off, I'm not sacking you. Right, hold on a minute, that's not a good thing. For them people who do that as a living, that's not a good thing. So I think that's on the list. That don't make no sense because they're getting desperate now to make any reasons. Look, finally, we could have proper light bulbs again. EU, Brexit. So you're telling me the biggest referendums in history, apart from to vote for a prime minister, the biggest referendum in history that was so rushed, it was held in less time than not presidential, what do you call it? A prime ministerial election. It was held in less time, even though it was more important, and it boils down to proper light bulbs. The white man is the deceiver, man. He's the deceiver. It's got nothing to do with light bulbs or fridges or fish or what colour your passport is. It boils down to what colour your skin is and what your blood is. They want England for the English. That's what it boils down to. None of this is all nonsense, man. But that's their technical reasons from the Telegraph, which is a highly esteemed paper in England. You know what I mean? And there you go. That's the best they can come up with for why we want to leave the EU. But really, as I'm saying, it's good they want to be separate. We're next slide. So here's another example over there in the States. Now, we seem to feel a bit detached from America now. We shouldn't be. We came in the same boat as them niggas came in, who was over there, and it was just a different stop. And the white devils who were over there are the same white devils who are here in England, just with a different accent. Do you know what I'm saying? They eat different. They prefer coffee. The devil here prefers tea. Here prefers fish and chips. They prefer burger and chips. It's the same devil, man. It's the same devil. And whereas they're saying in England to Brexit and separate, what's Donald Trump saying? We need to build a wall. No, it was estimated that it would cost so much billion to build that wall. By the time they did build it, American citizens would be trying to climb over it to get into Mexico. So you're throwing the country into one of the biggest recessions. It's not logical. But people ran with that idea. In the Bible, it tells us to build a wall as well. And we should build the wall to keep the filthy heathens out. But the cheek of this bastard to say to build a wall when half of his workforce himself is Mexican. Half of his workforce, all that, the Trump Tower and all that. Mexicans built that. Even today, it's got building projects going on, and it's Mexicans working on there. But the Mexicans are doing nothing, not draining this society. They're the backbone of this society. But the white man, being the devil that he is, he doesn't care, man. He just looks and says, just get them all out. They're not caring. They think, if you get them all out, we'll sort it all out after. Just get them all out first. The thing is, when they do if they did get them all out, then they realise they can't cope. Do you know what they'll do? They would like to have us all back in slavery. That's why this bastard says, make America great again. That's the only way. If you build a wall and get out all the immigrants that work for low wages, how are you going to ever sustain your country? The only way it ever worked before was through slavery, or low working immigrants, low wages immigrants. So if you get rid of the immigrants, what's your only option? Slavery. Because Americans are not going to go from the height of the lifestyle that they've been promised, 2 cars in every drive, and blah, 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 and all the promises that previous presidents have given them that are now being fulfilled because they've got 2 cars in every drive, they've got the frigging Knickerbocker glory ice cream, with a little American flag on the top. We've got their 4th of July parade. That really good stuff in life over there. American dream. Figuring 90% of them are living it already in them white states. So what's going to happen when they get rid of all the Mexicans and Hispanics and the blacks and that? The only option for them is slavery, is to put us all back in slavery. That's what he says, make America great again. Because what does they want us separate, but really, they don't want us separate as in go away. They want us back where they had us when they were comfortable, under their feet. That's why when they see us build Black Wall Street, they had to destroy it. They were only comfortable when we were at their feet begging. When we were self-sufficient, they didn't like it, man. You understand? Give me the next slide. Yeah. And this is non-biased, completely legitimate example of the Donald Trump supporter there. And another one there. Because why learn the facts when you can mindlessly preach hate? And let's look at the statement. That's the type of white trash that would vote for him who don't know about it. And he became the president, man. Change the slide, I can't look at it. Just change it. Like, them white black people was going to them, oh yo, I spoke to the brother on Facebook, you can find the video, what's his name, man? Yo. I spoke to the guy on Facebook, I didn't realize it was him at first. But what happened is, there was a Trump rally, and as some white guy was going to get popcorn or God knows what, he just went bang and punched the black man in the face for nothing. The police dived on the black man. Have you seen that story? The police dived on the black man, and the rest of him obviously was released there without charge. Luckily, they then shot him 25 times in the head. But I spoke to that guy on Facebook, and he was still voting Trump and shit. And I was like, yo, you don't realize that they hate you after that? And he was like, nah, man, you're preaching the hate. And I'm like, yo, I realized that's him who got punched. I was like, bro, you haven't got punched yet. I couldn't reason with him. It just, yo, some of our people are so destroyed, man. It was just terrible, heartbreaking, man. Genuinely heartbreaking, man. So what's he saying? Look, Donald Trump said that the Mexicans rape a lot. And he said there's a lot of rape statistics because someone's doing the raping. Someone's doing the raping. Listen, Mexicans ain't raping nobody, man. Your people over history have raped everyone. That's the reason that most of them Israelites is light skinned these days, and the Puerto Ricans, there's a lot of them. You know what I mean? Because the white man was over there and raped, robbed, murdered, spoiled, stole. You know what I mean? You're the biggest criminal, man. You're talking about raping. Someone's doing the raping. That's an actual thing he said on CNN. Somebody's doing the raping. Just because, oh, well, the rape statistics are through the roof, someone's doing the raping. That's not, you can watch the highlights of this dude, man. It's hilarious, man. He's actually comedy genius. Like, I don't know how people. That's the leader of the so-called free world today, Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? That's the perfect example of who the white man sees fit to lead one of the most powerful forces, powerful armies, powerful economic forces in the world. This bastard who just, without no proof or evidence, blames the Mexicans for rape, blames the niggas for rape, saying keep them all out and build a wall and that. Just don't make no sense at all, man. Give me the next slide.
The truth came out when Donald Trump won election. They still want separation, make America great again.
That's what they were chanting, make America great again. Give me the next one.
So, same old tactics of incrimination and alienation.
Same way they were using them pictures before, but remember with the whipping. They were whipping the woman, remember, and one of them on there. I got a kind of picture there, it said never relax around blacks. That type of shit's there, yeah. This is the same thing, man. Now instead of drawing little cartoony pictures, they got that Donald Trump fool standing up there going, well, someone's doing the raping. Like with Emmett Till, they used rape, they incriminated us with that. So then it didn't feel so bad, you didn't feel like he was bullying. Then what people, they don't realise they're wicked, you know. They don't know it. They think you're wicked. They think you're bastards. Just like how we've been mindwashed to think they're good. They've been mindwashed to think we're bad. They don't realise, man. They don't realise. A lot of them do, but the majority of them. That's why we got coons to say, sit up for a second. Hold this for me. That's why we got coons to say, not every white person is bad, and them kind of things. Because the majority, some of them don't really know what's going on. Like they've just been taught that. They don't purposefully choose to mistreat or cause propaganda or incriminate or alienate. But watch out. It's just what's been happening over the years, you know what I'm saying? And It's the same thing they're doing now, it's the same thing that we're doing then. It basically said, they would say, nigga, you're not welcome to eat here. Now they're saying, build a wall. Back then they would say, never relax around blacks. Now they'll say, someone's doing the raping. It's the same thing, man. We need to separate. Brexit is about separation. Donald Trump is about separation, and we're going to get to the best part here soon. We're going to get to the scriptures that prophesy all of this. The scriptures that tell you that separation is a good thing. Understand? Go ahead, read that last bit.
Main reasons they mention are crime and economy, rape, drugs, drug dealing, robbery, benefit fraud, strain, taking jobs, etc.
So there's a strain on the benefit system. There's a lot of people fraudulently claim benefits. That's what they say. Same thing they say in America. Same thing they say in England. As I'm saying to you, stop trying to see there's a disconnection. We are the same people as them brothers over there in the States, man. We all came in the same ships. Probably literally, our great-great-granddads were used with the same chains, the chain of Abedimot on the next trip, they chained the Judah with the same damn chains, man. Just because they listen to different music and drive different cars and things over there. Yeah. We're the same people, man. We've got the same problems. And the devil is the same. White man is the same devil he is here as what he is over there. You know what I'm saying? So the main reasons that they mentioned that they want to do that is crime. We're suffering from crime. Why are we trying to separate? Economy. Shit, the black family is mashed up. Why are we trying to separate? Rape. White man done rape close enough. Drug dealing. Them are the ones who bring the coke over here. They make this new drug now. Spice. Mamba, K2, whatever you want to call it, yeah? That mash up more people. If you watch documentaries, I love the one on BBC, I've watched it 2 times, it's glorious. There's white people who smoke that crap, yeah, and it's really mashing them up. And you can see, like, they just become dirty, man. Like, I know heroin addicts are dirty, but this stuff makes them really, really dirty. Like physically, they look grimy, like they just, I don't know how often a smackhead washes once a month or however often, but these people that smoke that crap, it's a lot less than that. They look filthy, you can tell. And in the documentary, the junkies are saying that spice stuff is worse than heroin, and they would know. Anybody would know. They're a scientist. They're a white man. It's not the immigration people. It's the people who've done those drugs. The people who burned an old lady for smack, and now they're smoking spice. Whichever one's worse, man, they can tell you, they know firsthand. And they're saying this spice shit is the worst. And the white man pushes that and promotes that and legalizes it. You know what I'm saying? It's mashing people up. They're the biggest drug dealers. So with them push all these drugs in our community, why aren't we trying to separate? All these things are the reasons they want to separate. We're suffering from too. Benefit, strain, and fraud. Listen, they've had enough benefit from us already. And taking jobs. We ain't got no goddamn job. They took over everything, man. All these shops in this neighbourhood right now, we're in Handsworth in England, in Birmingham, in England. And all these businesses around here that used to be black run, they're now run by Pakis, man. Stinky Pakis. And every single thing is just been taken from us, man. They took our jobs, man. So the same reasons all them other nations say they want to separate, they're all completely valid for us too. And I don't see anybody apart from I.S.U.P.K saying we need to separate, you know what I'm saying? And we should be, because like I say, it's so simple. The same reasons they're saying it's good for them to do it, the same reasons it's good for us to do it. So why are we not doing it, man? We need to come together, man, and separate from them people, man. And you're going to see soon that is biblical, man. That we are commanded in the Bible to gather together and separate from them. Let me get the next one.
Each nation has a constitution, bill of rights or laws designed to protect its own citizens. Nobody complains and says they must include everybody. Immigrants.
So why are our people complaining saying, you lot sound like you're just trying to separate people? Why is someone complaining saying, that sounds like hate, man, that sounds like racism? Why is it, man? Well, yeah, you're damn right it is, but why is that a bad thing when all the other nations are doing it? And if anyone needs it, we need it. Really?
Immigrants, especially from the Caribbean islands, sometimes face cruelty of harassment and temporary imprisonment by border immigration forces.
I've got family that's been through that when they've done nothing wrong. Which Jamaican man you ever hear blow up a plane? what they do, the ones that do is smuggle a bit of weed, and they ain't going to the white community, so they sell it to their brothers and sisters, cousins and aunties and uncles, man. Oi. So then, you know what I mean? Ain't no Jamaicans in Al Qaeda. Simple as that, man. So why is it our people come over here and get put them border patrol? You think that they're dealing with straight ISIS, man? And they deal with our people. We do it.
Records and intention have been discovered.
So it's saying that we get our people get locked up, man, by these border immigration people until they find out. Like, they want to know your full status, your records, your intentions, and all that. Where you're coming from, where you're going here, what you want to do here, who you know here, how long you stay. You know what the hell for, man? Go ask a pack of people. The last people you need to ask that is a black man. What the hell terrorism have we done? White people shoot up schools. Chinese people shoot up schools in their own country and kill themselves. We don't see a lot of Chinese news over here, to be honest. But trust me, they do. They do a lot of that. The pack of people there, they do it in America, they do it in England, and they do it in their own country, man. You don't hear the half of all them suicide bombers that happen over there in Pakistan. Enough of them people blow themselves up in Pakistan. Or listen, the last man you need to look at as a terrorist is a black man at the moment. Go on, next slide.
Can't work, won't work.
So these are examples of shows that prove that all the white people are benefited. Have you ever heard of any? This is just a short list. These are the ones I can remember off the top of my head. This is nothing more than a list I can remember off the top of my head. These are shows, and I've seen one or two of them, and it's all white people in there, man. I don't remember Benefit Street.
God.
Benefit Street, like these shows for the brothers over there and sisters over there in the States that are watching. These shows are about our local area most of the time. And it's showing how it's white people sat on benefits, complaining that, oh, I'm entitled to my money. I'm entitled to my money. Like, what the hell are you talking about, man? You don't work, you're entitled to nothing. Do you know what I mean? And all these shows show that, like, they ain't even in poverty, they're living good and nice, man. All these shows expose them, what they got. Can't work, won't work.
Benefit Street,
Yeah.
Benefits and Proud, Benefits by the Sea.
Benefits by the what?
By the sea.
By the sea. So these people gonna live by the lovely seaside. They're gonna live on the coast by the seaside and claim benefits, man. And don't work, don't do nothing with themselves. So they're getting a nice life, and the reason this filthy country has got the money to pay anybody any such thing as benefits is because of the rape, murder, robbery, and enslavement of our ancestors. If they hadn't done that, they'd be the same as Romania, they'd be the same as Poland today, which is shit. It's a goddamn turnip field and nobody wants to live in.
Benefit busters and undercover benefit cheat.
Yeah. So enough of them just lie and teeth and say, oh, I've got a bad back. You got a bad back in England, yeah, they give you money, man, they give you enough money. I got a bad back, like, I'm a bit depressed, or my pinky hurts or something. Yeah. They follow these people around and say, how come you was in the karaoke last week giving it loads breakdancing? When you said you got a bad back, and you go, oh, sorry, and then they don't get the money no more. But it's totally shut. It's all white people, man. It's all white people, man. We're black people here struggling. We're doing the most lowest jobs in their communities, man. We're begging for a job as a cleaner in Star City, begging as a job as an attendant in McDonald's or where, you know what I mean, customer services and them shits. We get the lowest jobs, man. We're nurses in their hospitals. We're nurses in their hospitals helping their people. Do you know what I mean? And our best doctors and our best nurses, like what Dr. Johnson was, who they shot to bits in Black Wall Street, our best, they go and work for the private healthcare, which is even more white. Niggas can't afford that. So all our best doctors aren't helping us. All our best doctors are helping the devils, man. Let me get the next slide.
They recognize their nation at the bottom and make an effort, regardless of risk or cost, or save their nation and put their own first. We beg for equality, but where is the white Martin Luther King or anyone from another nation that speaks up for equality? Why would one want to become equal? Why not superior as God intended?
I'm going to get into it. As I said, superior as God intended. The scriptures for that, man. I'm going to get into that.
When business means dealing with heathens, it does not cost Indians their nationality or Chinese or Arabs. they keep their culture and dress code and Chinese New Year, etc.
So when business means dealing with the heathens, so if you're white and you're dealing with Indians, it doesn't cost you your culture. If you're Indian and you're dealing with Chinese, it doesn't cost you your culture. Chinese, they got markets in town dealing with white people, they still have their Chinese New Year separately. They still dress like Jackie Chan or whatever, yeah. White people still dress like Osama bin Laden, and they're still able to deal with each other properly. So why can't we, in the meantime, until we completely take over, we're gonna have to deal with them too. But why does it cut? You know what I mean, if we had our own shops, we still have to probably deal with them, whether it be the logistics or production or somewhere down the line. You know what I mean? You're gonna need to deal with them. So why do we have to completely give up everything of our culture, name, traditions, feast days, everything, just to get at the most base jobs of their society, man? Can we get the next slide? So there's some good reasons why. Go ahead, the next slide.
As seen by Black Wall Street, it works.
So like I said, there's too much things happening in Black Wall Street. Yeah, I'd recommend it. Go watch a documentary about that or two if you haven't seen it already. It was refreshing memory if you have seen, because boy, it really, really worked, man. We had everything over there that we needed. We didn't need no one. Imagine in 50 little years here, 56 years, it was grown and destroyed. 56 years, and we came to a total of like £30 million worth of property. It was destroyed in today's money. So imagine that was in 1921 when it was destroyed, was it?
Right.
1921. So imagine now 80, 90 years later, what it would have become. Imagine if we never got destroyed, imagine what it would have become 100 years, 100 something years later, 140 years later, today, it would be, imagine what it would be, man. Every black person would want to live there, man. And we would have our Passover there, you know what I mean? And we would have our feast days, and we'd have our culture and our names and all that, and our language, you know what I mean? They wouldn't be able to shoot us in the street like dogs and get away with it and laugh at us and make t-shirts. You know them fucking NYPD still like it? You know what them NYPD did with the choke Mike Brown? They made t-shirts. The New York residents will go around in t-shirts saying, "I can't breathe," to protest. Let's just say it was the 1st of January when they killed Mike Brown. The NYPD, the officers themselves responsible for his death, go around in t-shirts saying, "I can breathe," thanks to the NYPD. And it had January 1st beneath it, the day that Mike Brown was strangled to death. Do you know what I mean? And that's the sort of stuff that you can be subjected to when you're not separate. And look at how Black Wall Street worked. Think about how successful it could have been. Look at how swiftly it became a powerful force, and think about how powerful it would have been by now had it not have been destroyed. Again, next one.
Why beg for basic jobs, serving the interests of the oppressor?
As I said, you know what I mean? And then we're getting the basic jobs, and even the ones of us that do get the good jobs, we're our best doctors and stuff. They go and work in, not that I'm working at NHS. Dr. Johnson today, he'd be working for Bupa, and Bupa, me and you can't afford that. You know how much £100 a month that costs? We can't afford them kind of ambulance, man, them kind of health insurance that you need to have that there. So it's terrible, man. What's going on? Give me next slide.
Next slide, yeah.
No, sorry, next slide.
We end up with nothing to hand down.
We've got nothing to hand down but our names and our debts. You know what I mean? As I heard Graphic say before, we don't hand down nothing but our names and our debts, man. And that's if you love to know your father, you get his name. You know what I mean? And debt's not a good thing. Come on, man. Them Edomites, they're handing down not just houses, they hand down estates, man. We've got a whole estate with land and inheritance and wealth. Read on, next line.
Self-respect and respect of other nations.
Because how can you expect them to respect you when, like I said, like imagine you've been kidnapped, you've been in slavery here for generations and generations. Now the door gets open and you don't even leave. You go shopping, you come back and you got a piece of bread. You go, "Yeah, Mr. White, do you want some of this bread?" Come on, man. Who's going to respect people who do that, man? Next line.
Shouldn't a free slave want to flee?
Yeah. So once you've been free, shouldn't you want to flee? Give me next line.
We lose all our best teachers to white schools and doctors to private hospitals we can't afford.
Another example there for the schools. Now, all our best teachers go to the grammar schools that we've never even heard of. They go to private schools that we could never afford. Some of them private schools are like 19 grand a year. The kid goes to school for 5 years, man. And then them people who go to them schools, they don't just pay the 19 grand a year fee. They make donations as well. So yeah, make sure you take care of my boy when he's in school. Here's another 10 grand towards the gymnasium. Oh, the pool needs retiling. Yeah, no, I got that. Don't worry about that. You need a new fleet of minivans, and they pay that. That's where our teachers are going to them schools there, where we ain't even got a single school, a single black school. The public schools we've got in the black neighborhood, they got teachers who can't stand it, they don't want to be there. They last a year or two, they move on to another school. It's terrible, the conditions that they have to work in. Next slide. Here we go now. Here's the scriptures. Now pay attention, because this is the verses from the Bible that back up everything you've been hearing for the last 2 hours. These verses sum it all up. Now, this is proof. What I've just done is show you what's happened in history, what is happening in the world, what the other nations want here, and what they say about us and all that. Yeah. And here it is in the scriptures, man, written thousands and thousands of years ago before any of this stuff happened. Right, let me get that first one.
Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
So that's the same thing being asked there in the book of Jeremiah. What I'm saying, why not running at the door? Why not? You know what? Black people were so badly destroyed, but they did, man. You know what I mean? We were spoiled, completely spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Give me the next one.
Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall.
Just so you know, the strangers that should be joined with them is the people who come from other lands who didn't necessarily keep the feast days like Passover, or wouldn't have been circumcised. At the moment, we'd all be classed as strangers. You know what I'm saying? But quite hallelujah.
And they shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them.
Wait, and the house of Israel shall possess them. Now, to possess something, that doesn't necessarily grant, no, not at all. It doesn't mean you're granting any rights to the thing that's possessed. Like, I possess these shoes I'm wearing right now. If I decide I want to see how durable they are and cut them along the side of the knife until they bust, that's my prerogative. Do you know what I'm saying? I bought these shoes, I possess them, they belong to me, they're mine, and no one can tell me any otherwise. As stupid as it might look, someone go, yeah, I don't do that to you, shoes. Listen, I bought them, it's my business, I bought them. You know what I mean? And we will possess them other nations, man. The house of Israel will possess them. Now that's the only justice possible for all that's been done to our people. And even now, the cheek of them to say, make America great again, they want you back in slavery, man. They want you, so don't think of it harsh that we should have them in slavery. They want you back there. Read on it.
Shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
See, ain't nothing wrong with it. That's justice, man. The Lord knows what justice is. Most of our black people, Native American people, and Hispanic people have been so destroyed, they don't even know what justice is. Justice is, they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall what?
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
So then wicked people who are oppressors, we shall rule over them. That's justice. Plain and straight, man. We will rule over them, we shall take them captives, whose captives we were, and we shall rule over our oppressors, man. That's biblical right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Read on. I mean, let me get the next slide.
Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
And who's the most undesired nation possible? Who's the nation who no one cares about? Who's the nation who said, build a wall and keep them out? I.S.U.K to Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? Who's the nation who they say, Donald Trump said the other day, blacks are lazy. And it was as if it was okay for him to say, it's just normal. I can't believe the man stood there and said, blacks are lazy. You know what I mean? And that's because we're undesired, man. All over the world, we are an undesired nation. And we need to gather ourselves together because we're scattered. Chinese mostly be in China. Indians mostly be in India. You know what I'm saying? But we are not mostly nowhere. We are scattered. We need to gather ourselves together, man. We get the next verse, Revelation.
Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Come out of her, my people. Meaning, separate spiritually, man. Come out of her, my people, meaning, like, stop celebrating their Christmas. Stop celebrating their Easter. Stop celebrating birthdays. And be separate, man. That's what that means. Come out of her, be away from her, get separate. Go on.
That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
So all them sins that's carrying on over here, yeah, we're not supposed to be part of that. And if we're not part of that, we won't receive the plagues. Understand? But if you are helping them, if you are joining the white man and going and fighting his army, or going in the police, helping plant drugs in black people's pockets, yeah, then you will get some of them plagues too. You know what I'm saying? The Bible said everyone is joining them with frost through with a sword. Look at the next verse.
Revelation 21:12, and had a great wall, great and high.
A great one?
Wall, great and high.
A great wall, man. A big old wall, great and high. A big wall to keep the heathens out, just to make sure one of them don't get cheeky one day and try sneaking around back or just step over a little fence. We want to make sure them heathens stay out, man. You know what I'm saying? Read up.
And had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels.
12 angels guarding them 12 gates. So like how the white man has his little National Guard today, and the TSA today guarding their gates. We'll have angels guarding our gates, man. And angels are terrible, ferocious looking things.
And names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
So when you see signs, welcome to Sutton, welcome to Birmingham, welcome to Wolverhampton, ours will say, welcome, Banyamia, welcome, Gad. You know what I'm saying? Ours will say the names of our tribes, man. And that's all that will be allowed in, unless you're escorted, unless you've been brought in as a position. You ain't just walking in to and fro. You know what I'm saying? We will run them places. Look how America run their place, and you can't just walk in unless you have permission. That's what it's going to be for us, man. We're going to have angels guarding. You know what I'm saying? That's separation right there. A big old wall and everything. Read the next slide.
Matthew 10:34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I am not come to send peace, but a sword.
So a sword is to divide people, man, to divide the nations and to kill the people who don't want to, you know what I mean, who are trying to go against what Christ said here. And when he say, I am not come to send peace on earth, that's what's got our people so messed up in the head. They think that Christianity has got them thinking that, you know, well, Jesus wanted everyone to have peace and all that. That's not what he said, man. He said right here, think not that come to send peace. So if they knew the truth of the Bible and not just the philosophy of Christianity, then they would know that. Well, I'm going next one.
Matthew 25:32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats.
Yeah, so there you go. So it's again, this is speaking about Christ. All nations should be gathered, and it should separate them one from another, because that's how it's supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? As a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats, two different animals. As a shepherd knows, well, naturally, of course, sheep go that side and goats go that side. The same way he's going to separate the nations. Let me get the next one.
John 15:19. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
So there you go. That's why the world hates us, because we're not supposed to be part of this world. We're not supposed to be part of this world, but we've tried so hard to get into it. And what has it got us? Absolutely nothing but abused and mistreated. And well, just that verse, nation against nation and wars and rumors of wars. Let me get that. So, see, when the Moses said, we're not of the world, we're not supposed to be being mistreated like that, but that's why, because the world would love his own. That's why we're being treated like that, because we're not of the world, but the world would love his own. But don't love us, because we're not supposed to be them people, we're not supposed to be with them. Well, I've chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Because we're special people and we're different, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me get the next one now, Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
So what's wrong with all the people then that don't want to separate? Like Jeremiah said, is Israel a homeborn slave? Are you a homeborn slave? Because the door's open. The door is open, man, and the blueprint is there for how to do it. There's a working model there. There's examples of how it can work left, right, and center. With Black Wall Street, with the Bible, with the I.S.U.P.K. You've got examples of how to be separate from these heathen nations. In Chinatown with the Chinese writing. Where's Hebrew town with the Hebrew writing? You know why you ain't got that? Because oppression make a wise man mad. We ain't got enough wise men right now. They're not, because they're too distracted and destroyed, man. But you know what I mean? Nobody's born wise. You learn wise, man. You take time and you just study and read, and that's why the I.S.U.P.K is called the Israelite School of Universal Practical. The teacher had to be a man and had to understand the truth, the fact from the fiction. You understand? Read the last way of that verse.
And the gift destroyeth the heart.
A gift destroys the heart. So when they give you this Black History Month, that's a gift. When they give you a little job and you get your little wages and buy little something, that's a gift. You feel like that's a gift, and it's destroying the heart, man. You know what I mean? They give you a little something, and you feel like that make you a part of society. It's not, man. That don't make up for everything, and that little token they give you has destroyed our hearts, man, meaning our minds. It's made you give up. You got that last verse?
Yeah, Matthew 24:6.
Yeah.
In Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation.
And that's what's happening. That is the pinnacle conclusion to this lecture right here. What everything is seeing right now with Brexit, with Donald Trump building a wall, with everything going on in the world, man. Look, Britain is trying to leave, and the French are saying, no, you must pay. And Britain's going, no, we ain't paying a penny. They're coming against each other. China and America, Russia and China, France and Africa. If you see what's going on in the world right now, more than ever, all the unions are falling apart, man. You know, since 1776, after the Civil War, after remember England had that war, since then, they've been best of buddies, man. And now, it's all falling apart. Donald Trump was told he's not welcome to come to the UK. Even the European Union is falling apart. It's all falling apart. That's nation against nation. Read that again from that part.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
And there you go. That's why we're hearing all these things as earthquakes and pestilences in diverse places and famines and all that sort of stuff. If you check it out here, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news. I watch the news every morning, first thing in the morning. The price of broccoli, such a simple thing as broccoli, has gone through the roof because there's famines, because that's not growing no more. There's famines in countries that have never had famines before. Greece has been a highly established country since they took Jerusalem from us, and the Romans that took it since back then. They've been on the top, and now their economy is through the ground, man. They're starving over there. They're starving. They're suffering famines, man. This is the people we're looking out for to have famines and earthquakes. Our enemies, those nations who are our enemies, Moab, Esau, Elam, Ham, all of them, man, and it's happening over there now. Pestilences they got, man. You know what I'm saying? See the Africans all walking on the iron now. You know what I mean? And all the earthquakes happening all around the world, killing people. That's our enemies, man. That is killing, and we should be grateful because the Bible said we should be looking out for this when nation turning against nation, and it's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So you need to make sure you're on the right side of Christ when you return, because grace won't last forever, man. Make sure you're on the right side of Christ when you return. You know what I'm saying? The I.S.U.P.K, the teaching yours, the Most High. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.